Hello, I'm Jimmy Allen, and hey, what that? Well, it's Scareglow. It's Masters of the Universe Chronicles. I'm so happy to be getting this unboxed today. The first Chronicles figure. Let's dig in. It's Scareglow. This is a Masters of the Universe Chronicles figure. I am so excited to get this one going today. The first Chronicles figure. Oh man, I was playing around with it last night to kind of see how it felt, feel the articulation, and just go over like everything. As this is the first Chronicles figure, I just wanted to see what it was all about. And I've got some good things to say and some not good things to say, but I think there are more positives overall than negatives. So yeah, we'll talk about all of it coming up here as soon as we get him out of the box. There he is, out of the box. This Scareglow looks so good. That's a plus. The Scareglow is amazing looking. I think it looks fantastic. It's a little bit smaller scale than the Masterverse. These are 6-inch figures. The Masterverse were off a 7-inch scale. So just a little bit smaller, but I tell you what, most of my figures are 6-inch figures. The only other lines that the only other brand that I collect that's 7-inch scale is NECA. So all my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, all my pop culture, horror, all that is 7-inch. And Masterverse. So it's nice to kind of get a little bit smaller with extra articulation on these figures for Chronicles. They look amazing, and yeah, it's kind of fun to get this to fit in with all my other 6-inch figures as well. So alright, that's enough blabbing about that. Let's check out the accessories first, then I'm going to bring them over and just talk all about them, then we'll go over articulation, show some scale off, and do some posing at the end. So let's start with these hands. Here are the hands. Whoa, how about a focus? And they look fantastic. And I have not changed them out yet, but I want to today because they are it looks like it's the opposite way, where there's like a peg that comes out of the arm that goes into the hands, whereas not a peg on the hands, so it's opposite from Masterverse and Marvel Legends and Black Series and all that stuff. So although Black Series did have a few hands like this, yeah, there were quite a few actually, now that I think about it. But Marvel Legends usually doesn't. I don't think they've ever done it this way. These look great. One of the other down things I will say is I kind of wish it came with 2 extra hands. So installed, he has a punchy fist installed, and he has a holdy hand installed. He comes with an extra holdy hand for this one, but no punchy fist for this hand. He has an open hand, though, goes on this one that I just showed off. But I feel like he should have had an extra punchy fist here and an extra open hand over here. I don't know. I feel like hands can't be that expensive. I feel like we should have got at least another set of hands. So that's one gripe that I had. Real quick though, I want to take this off because I didn't do this last night. I want to see what he's looking like when you take a hand off. Okay, this is a little harder than the head. The head is so easy to pull off. The hand, I'm having some issues with. Oh, are you kidding me? There we go. Wow, that was a struggle. So yeah, so there's your peg right there sticking out of the hand as opposed to the other way around. So that's different. What are we looking at here? So that's probably to save some money on hands. Is, you know, another reason I figured they should add some more hands is they don't have to put this articulated piece into the hands anymore. It's just open. So usually when you did the hands the other way, you have this articulating piece in the hand. So you have to actually do, say you give 2 sets of hands, you got to do all those extra pieces. That's a little bit more money there. Now that it's hooked into here, you're saving money, but they gave us less hands, which I don't know. That's why I really feel like it should have came with at least 2 more hands. But it articulates very well. I like it because it is so you pretty much have, you got the peg we saw that goes in, there's a peg that goes this way, and there's a rocker. So really, you can get any movement you want out of this as long as you kind of just spin it in the right way. It's really good. It reminds me of the Bandai, the way Bandai does their figures. It's really good. So, yeah, wish it would have came with 2 extra hands. Here is the axe staff. It looks amazing as far as the sculpt. Looks so good. However, I feel like it needs some paint. Like, we got kind of gypped on the no paint department here. Could be a fun custom thing to do to paint this, though. So I feel like this dragon head and that wraps around, you could do that in like a red, or it's scare glow, so maybe you'd want to go green, like a fluorescent green or something. That would look pretty cool. But it's a great looking sculpt. The only problem I had with mine is mine's kind of bent in the bottom, so I'll have to kind of, it's very soft, so kind of have to try to get it to bend to its shape. I was kind of hoping it would be a little bit harder plastic. It is not, but it's kind of cool. Alright, let's bring Scareglow back over and talk about some more. So he is Scareglow, and he glows, but only his head. That is the only thing that glows. Honestly, I feel like they could have put some glow paint over the top of all these bones. Very easy. It already looks like it should glow, but it does not. Only the head glows, and I'm not going to show it on camera because, I don't know, it's just kind of hard to get that glow on camera. But the head does glow, but that's it. This doesn't glow, none of the bones, so that's kind of a bummer. This is the only character that I think would normally do glow anyway, so that's only really kind of a bummer for this figure. You're not going to have a glowy He-Man or anything like that. So this piece is removable. This whole area is removable, which is cool. His cape and everything. So you can use this. This is a nice soft plastic, and I think it looks fantastic. So maybe that's why we didn't get it 2 more hands, because you did get this extra piece and the cape, but I don't know. Hands can't be that expensive, right? Now that they don't even have articulation built in. Still griping about the hands. This piece is cool. It's nice and bendy. Will say I wish it did glow. That would be neat. But it does not. As far as his entire cape and everything, let's pull his head off, which is really easy to do. The head came off super easy. The hands, not so much. The head, super easy. This just pops off. There is nothing that snaps into place or anything. It is just, you would think it would be loose. If you don't get it just right, it is loose. But there's these little, I don't know if you can see them, but there's these little circles here. And the way they molded this, they just fit in perfect. It doesn't really, it kind of snaps, but it goes in and it's locked in. That's not going anywhere. However they figured that out, that was fantastic, because you don't have any extra holes anywhere. And it ain't going anywhere. It was really nicely done there. So that's a big plus, the way they did that. I really enjoy that. Fantastic. So you get your nice soft goods. I will say, this is asking a lot, but if it had a bendy wire cape, would be really cool. You know, if they ever maybe did a deluxe version of figures in the future. Add some extra stuff with bendy wire and stuff. But I think there's ways you can make regular soft goods into bendy wire, so that's something I would like to do in the future with this figure. But yeah, that fits on there real nice. I'm going to, let's see, let's throw this head back on real quick. I'll do the articulation with this on and with it off. This head sculpt is fantastic. It looks really good. Let me get up in there. It's way better than the pictures look. It's really nicely done. The nose, a lot of times you'll see a skeleton and it'll just be like painted right there. But it's actually really nicely sculpted. You could see there's nothing there. Like, normally there would just be a big black piece of plastic right there. But this is sculpted really nice. My only gripe, and this would have been just like the bendy wire cape deal, is if this jaw had articulation. If it was like a Ghost Rider figure and you could open and close the jaw, oh my gosh, that would have been so awesome. I mean, this head sculpt looks great, but man, if it had a jaw that could move, that would have been just more icing on the cake. But otherwise, he is pretty cool. I want to go over the articulation real quick with this armor on. So let me get a focus going, because that's my next point of good and bad, is the articulation. So the head is fantastic. So there's your head back, there's your head forward. tons of side to side. I mean, it's because he's got, okay, I'm going to show you. Let's pull this head off, pull this cape off. So we've got this ball joint down in the neck, and it is a big movement ball joint, which I really, really enjoy. It doesn't go back as far because it has these pieces up here, but the forward and side movement is amazing. So there is just a ball joint down in there. Of course, on the top of your head, you got your other ball joint, but there's another ball joint down in here. So it's double ball joint here and a ball joint down in here. So you get a ton of great action with this neck area. I mean, in, out, just crack his neck action. It is really good. It is very articulated, very nice. Now he has butterflies. This is the first, I will say, the articulation in this figure is probably the best that Mattel has ever done. And it's like, there are good things and bad things. So you just saw a really good thing here in the head. These butterflies are not great. There's just not a lot of movement. Like, they needed to cut a little more away so you could get that real nice butterfly back action. That's as far back as it goes. And I feel like that's kind of normal on a figure. The forward is only that much. This is all you're getting out of the butterflies. It's cool that it has butterflies, but they don't do much. And I get that they don't want to take away here. A lot of, Masters of the Universe, it's all about these big pectoral muscles and stuff, so you're not going to pull away from there. But they could have easily pulled away from the back to give him more of a back movement. There's some really good Marvel Legends figures that you can really get it cranked back. This one, the butterflies are lacking. Gonna say that. It's got them, but they're not great. Okay, moving on to the arm. You do have a cut here, so it's pretty standard, just like Masterverse. It's just a peg, so you can swivel it. Here's where it's really cool. The knees and the elbows are the smoothest elbows ever. Just smooth articulation. You didn't have to force it, nothing. It is just smooth. It reminds me of an SH Figuarts figure. And that is fantastic for a figure at this price point. The smoothness of this knee is amazing, and I love it. And it has me excited about the rest of the figures that can be coming out for Chronicles, because that is a big deal for me. There's so many figures that you have a hard time. I did a video for, which one was it? Cobra Khan Masterverse figure that'll come out this week. I did it before this one. I couldn't get the elbow to bend. I'm gonna have to heat it up and everything. There is no heated up. This entire figure, there is no heat needed. There is no heat needed on any joints. They all move very well. The only problem I had was pulling that hand off, and I'm sure if you do it a few times, it gets easier. But that was the only thing that's an issue. Everything else is very smooth. Very smooth on the wrists, so I talked about the articulation on the hands already. They're great, but these elbows and knees are so good. This head, yeah. The butterflies on the articulation, that's my first gripe. There is another gripe coming. But even this, it moves nice and smooth all around. Every joint is smooth. I will say that. Here's my next big gripe, and I hope this doesn't continue with all the Chronicles figures, but I bet it will. Alright, here is your lean back. It's okay. Here's your lean forward. That's awful. That's not a lean forward. That's a stand up straight. So I will say I always love double ball joints. It's got a ball joint down in here and a ball joint up in here. The biggest thing I love is Jada Toys Street Fighter figures. They have that, but they can bend way back, way forward. This one has next to nothing. You get more side-to-side action out of it anyway. You can spin, of course, here. You can spin here. But the forward and back is horrible. And I looked up why. Because I was like, why? I don't understand. Why? You got a ball joint here, you got a ball joint here. It's the way they made it. So think of it inside. This is a hollow. This chest area is all hollow. There is like a crossbar like this. So you got a crossbar this way, and that hooks into the arms and these butterflies. There is also another crossbar this way that hooks up to the neck all the way down to here. Because you have that crossbar, You cannot bend it past that crossbar, which is so disappointing. And I'm sure that was a money-saving thing. It's less plastic that way. What they need to do is on that bar that goes this way is add articulation into that bar to allow it to go forward and back. Because even this down here is like next to nothing. It's just so bad. So the butterflies and the waist forward and back are the two worst parts of the articulation. Everything else is fantastic. Let's go down to the legs. So this is very, the loincloth is very, or whatever you call this, is very soft plastic. The legs. So you've got a ball joint down in here, pretty standard. There's your kick out, but look at this kick out. It's, oh my gosh, it's really out there. It's great. Now here's one thing that people are probably not going to like, but I actually kind of like. There is no thigh cut. There's none. But the way they have it kind of open down in here allows for thigh movement. So you get from here to here. So you get that much movement out of it without a thigh cut. So you don't get any weird breaks or anything, which I'm fine with. When you really think about your own real leg, this is about all the movement you're going to get anyway. So for me, I'm cool with this. I think it's fine. We got quite a bit of movement here. It moves in more than it moves out. So you can go pigeon-toed pretty easy. But yeah, no thigh cut, but it does have thigh movement, which is good. And then I talked about the knees already. Just the smoothest knees and elbows. Feels like an SH Figure Arts figure. I'm not kidding. It's so good. It's so good. You got a boot cut here. It is just a peg, so pretty standard swivel. And then you've got your same foot as usual, where it's a peg. No, it's actually different. Is it different? No, it's standard. It's standard. I was thinking there was a peg up in here too, but there's not. So you have a front-facing peg going down into the foot, and you have a rocker, just like any other figure. So same deal there. But if it's not broke, don't fix. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what it is. I can't remember if there's anything else. There was so much. I was like, oh, and I was gonna make notes, and I didn't. But I had a lot to talk about, and the articulation is a mixed bag. Well, it's... My hope is that it gets better. Like, this can get better. This can get easily better. If they just chunk this out here, you're going to get a lot more movement on the butterflies. I hope that's something they do. Is it something they'll do right away? Heck no. I have a feeling you'll see it like this for the next year and a half. Maybe they'll make a change down the line, but if people aren't saying anything, nothing's going to get changed. This part is worse, though, for me. This movement forward and back is just not good. So hopefully that can be rectified, because it's not good. When I first opened it up, and I was like, ooh, it is a double. It's ball joint here, because that's my favorite. But then when I was moving, I'm like, what the heck? And then I had to look it up, and somebody on Instagram actually cut off the shell here on the front and exposed it right here, and you can see the crossbars, because it's like, why does it not articulate? And now we know. All right, I'm harping. I'm just really excited because I think this figure does look amazing. If they can fix the butterflies, the crossbar area here, we're looking at one of the best figures at that price point that you can get. Mattel, it already is fantastic, but it could be, what, uber fantastic, extra fantastic. So, oh man, the future is bright for these. And I will say, they've got the Turtles license, they've got the DC license. If they make their figures just like this, but they can fix those things, I am in. I am all in on Turtles. I am all in on DC. And I'm already kind of all in on MOTU anyway. I love MOTU, but it's such a good figure. It could have been the best figure. Okay, let me just say this. If this all glowed, he had articulation in his mouth, these butterflies worked better, and this bar worked better, this would have been my hands down probably favorite figure ever. I'm not even kidding. at the price point. Talking $27 for a figure that, if it did all those things, could rival an SH Figuarts figure. I'm not even kidding. But the look of this guy is amazing. And I love... So you could actually just throw this on if you wanted to without the cape. And that still looks cool. I mean, and the ease of everything. The only thing I had problems, like I said, was the hands. Yeah, this one's really tight too. So just tight hands. But everything else was really easy to do. I don't think you can go over the head. I think you do have to... So I want to put his cape back on for the final thing. So I think it's pretty rad. Oh, man. I am very excited. I'm very happy to have this figure. So I think he looks awesome. I do want to put this back on. So he has a kind of a hole in his armor. Not a hole, but a little area where this can go back in. So you just kind of have to put it on and then smash it down under that. It's pretty easy. And it's pretty awesome that they made it that easy to take things on and off. And they're not wobbly. No wobbles. So there is so much good going on with this figure that I'm so excited, because the few things, if they can make those better in the next few years, oh my gosh, we're looking at... And if it's DC and Turtles also that share this, and they fix all that, I'm so excited. I'm so geeking out over this. It's not even funny. Looks so good. I'm trying to get it in focus, but I'm having a hard time. Come on, focus. That looks pretty good. Alright, so there's everything you get in the box of this figure. Like I said, I do wish it came with 2 extra hands. Something hopefully they'll be able to do in the future, give more hands, but we'll see. Let me pull these accessories off to the side. I'll put them on during the posing here, right after I show some scale. So obviously I don't have any other Chronicles figure, as this is the first one. There is a King Grayskull figure that's out. It's a Mattel Creations exclusive, so you have to get it there. I think it's 33. But I don't have that one. I kind of wish I would have got it, but I didn't get it. So I don't have any other figures to show off with Chronicles, but down the line I will. So here is the Masterverse Scareglow. Let's throw him over here. So height-wise, this is one of the he's not the tallest figure in Masterverse, but you can see his head is really small for the body. That's what I always thought about that Scareglow figure. But, so here is Skeletor. You can see he is actually taller than Scareglow. The Masterverse Scareglow. This is the vintage Masterverse Skeletor, which I really like. Let's throw this Scareglow off to the side. I'm going to throw... I got a Mosquitor here. We'll throw him next to him. You can kind of really see how much bigger Mosquitor is than Scareglow. Oh, hey! If you're enjoying this video, could you give it a like and subscribe to the channel? I greatly appreciate it. Back to the video. So, yeah, can't wait to get more of these Chronicles figures and have them together on the shelf. Man, they are good. There's more, like I said, there's more good things going on than bad things. And the bad things, I think, are things that can totally be rectified with the way they make these figures. So just a couple of tweaks, and these Chronicles figures could be some of the best figures ever in my book. I mean, it's amazing. So, okay, I'm going to stop harping. This video is getting very long. I'm sorry. I just wanted to do a thorough look at this figure because it's the first Chronicles figure. And man, I will say I am happy to have it. He looks amazing. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for some posing. Hello, I'm Jimmy Allen, and hey, what that? It's King Grayskull Chronicles. I am very excited about this one. Let's get it unboxed. Let's dig in. It's King Grayskull. This is a Masters of the Universe Chronicles figure from Mattel, and this is a Mattel Creations exclusive. It's pretty cool looking. I've got the box spinning right now, but I've got him out of the box, and I will say I really like this figure. I wasn't going to pick it up. I don't know a whole lot about 2000X He-Man Masters of the Universe, and I think this is part of that universe. But man, he looks cool, and it was a chance to get all the Chronicles figures, and I'm like, I gotta get him. So I got me King Grayskull, and we're gonna check him out. All right, I've got him out of the box, like I said. Let's check him out. There is King Grayskull, looking pretty awesome. I do want to kind of show the box a little bit, because it's a different kind of box than a normal Chronicles figures. Kind of the same shape. Let me see if I can get it up here. Let's move King Grayskull over. But it's a little different. So it's like a plastic free. A lot of the Mattel Creations. This is the first Mattel Creations figure that I've bought, but a lot of the figures that I've seen online come with the same kind of box where it's plastic free. It has no tape, no plastic. This flap opens up, and then the figure is actually just it's got paper ties that tie him to there, and then all the accessories were in here in a paper bag. And yeah, I think this looks cool. I can get it focused. Yeah, that was on the inside, and then on the inside is that, which is pretty cool. I like it. All right. Let's see if we can check out the back of the box. Or actually, we'll check out the side too. I think that's a pretty cool looking image right there. And yeah, the back of the box says King Grayskull, heroic ancestor of He-Man. He-Man's ancestor once ruled Eternia with wisdom and compassion as he protected the planet from the Snake Man and the evil Horde. That's cool. And there's some pictures. Grayskull. Sword. Oh man, he looks great. Usually on the Mattel Creation stuff, there's somewhere on the front or back it'll say Mattel Creations, but it doesn't say anything about Mattel Creations on this box. Nope, but yeah, I wanted to show that off because it's a little different than all the other Chronicles figures so far. Alright, let's get back to Grayskull. King Grayskull. Alright. Let's look at his accessories first, which you get more than a normal figure, but this figure is priced a little higher than a normal figure. I believe he was $33.99, something like that. Alright, so here's the shield. I think it's a cool looking shield. And I think it's the first shield we've seen so far in Chronicles. And it reminds me a lot of Masterverse. So just a scaled down, a little bit smaller version, but the same exact way you stick the arm in. And I think that's cool. You got a sword. Looks pretty cool. It doesn't have any paint, so it's just a silver. Mine's got a little piece that needs to kind of be cut off right there. Looks good. We've got an axe, which is pretty awesome looking. Got a little paint on the top of it too. It's cool. It's a cool looking axe. Could have used a little paint maybe on the handle, but other than that, pretty sweet. And then it comes with a couple of punchy fists. There they are. Kind of feel like with all these Chronicles they could add just 2 more hands. Just give us 2 more hands. Would be awesome. Maybe some karate chop action or some kind of open splayed hands. Just something else. He's got 2 C-grip holdy hands installed, but yeah, maybe just 2 more hands. That's all I'm asking. All right, let's look at King Grayskull. Let's check him out. He looks pretty cool. He's got a lot of hair, so the head movement's not going to be as much as a lot of the other figures. So your head back, it's getting a little bit. It's pretty soft plastic, and you can actually kind of look up a little bit, which is great for all that hair. Head down is fantastic. The articulation on these heads are great. Side to side, not as much as a lot of the Chronicles, but it's all that hair. But you got a ball joint down on the bottom of the neck, one in the top of the neck going into the bottom of the head. We can pull it off and see that it's actually, I think it's a double. Oh man. Usually these heads are pretty easy to pop off. Ugh, I can't get it off. There we go. So yeah, you got your ball joint down here, one here and one up here. So it's like a double ball joint dog bone up in here. But yeah, they work very well. This armor, I believe is removable. Yes. So you've got, I'm not going to do it, but you've got these pegs right here that can be popped off. And then all of this armor looks like will just come right off. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I also like that there's a place for his sword, even though he's got like a cape. It's there, so you can just stick the sword right in there. Let's get his head back on. Come on. Ugh, there we go. Very good. All right. The arms, we got a butterfly there. And with these pads, you can't get, I mean, the movement that you get is perfect, because if you try to get any more back, it would hit. So, like I've said on a lot, if you've ever seen me do a Chronicles unboxing figure, I really wish these butterflies had a little bit more motion, but actually with this figure, with these pads, it's not too bad. There is a peg and a rocker going into that butterfly. Then you've got a bicep cut, which is the peg, so you can swivel all the way around. Double jointed elbows that feel like butter smooth. I love it. The hands are the type of hands that have the peg going forward. There's also a peg going in, and there's a rocker, so you can actually get it so it rocks this way, and if you move it around, you can also get it so it rocks this way, so you can make the hand go any direction you want, which I really like with these Chronicles. You got a diaphragm cut up top here, you got a waist cut. They're both ball joints. One thing I'm noticing, the He-Man figure had just such a horrible gap in the front. This one has weird little gaps in the sides. So there's a little gappage going on for sure. But there's your lean back. There's your lean forward. Looking at He-Man here, I've got him right here, the movie He-Man. I believe this is the exact same piece down here. See the gap there? But this ab area is the same, but the upper part looks a little different. Not much, but a little different. I think He-Man has a little bit bigger pectoral muscles from what I'm seeing, but yeah, so a little bit of the same there, but actually the front and back really isn't too bad. The lean down is pretty good. Of course, you can side to side, spin it where you need to, both of those. The legs, you've got a ball joint down in here. Your kick to the side is only here because he's got this piece here. It's soft plastic, but it's a little intrusive, so it hits there. Get past his loincloth to here for the kick out, which is pretty good. And then your back kick. And then they don't have thigh cuts, which I'm fine with. And there's just a little bit of movement up in there, and that's enough for me for a thigh movement. Double jointed knees, smooth like butter. And then you've got a peg right here, so you can swivel on that boot cut. The front, yeah, so there's a front-facing peg going in here and a peg going up and a rocker. So it's just kind of like the wrist, but in the foot. So just everything feels buttery smooth, and nothing is floppy, nothing is too tight. It's just the joints on these Chronicles figures are amazing. So, man, I really like this figure. Can't wait to get some weapons and shield on and all that stuff. I'll do that in posing, which is coming up next. All right, I'm going to move all these accessories to the side, and we're going to throw a few figures next to them for scale. Oh, hey! If you're enjoying this video, could you give it a like and subscribe to the channel? I'd greatly appreciate it. And Starscream would appreciate it too. So we don't want to make Starscream mad, do we? I don't. So I'd greatly appreciate it. Thanks. Pathetic fool! That's not nice. So let's get King Grayskull right here. I've got the other, so this is the only other, well, there's two non-movie Chronicles figures, Scareglow and King Grayskull. We might as well put them together. So these are the only two so far that are not part of the movie, non-movie figures. And I like them both. They're cool. Just makes me really excited for where the future is for this line. We could get some really, really cool stuff. Yeah, let me see if Scareglow's in focus. There we go. Alright, so I'd like to throw a couple more figures next to him. We'll do that He-Man. Oh my god, he just kicked King Grayskull right in the head. Kicked his ancestor right in the temple. Alright, get up, you're okay. He's alright. So it looks like King Grayskull may be just a little bit taller. Just a little bit somehow. Can you see He-Man? Yeah. It's kind of in a funky... There we go. And who else? My favorite figure is this Trap Jaw. We gotta throw him over here. He is so cool. Alright. Make sure they all look good. I think they're all in focus. Yeah, that looks awesome. I love these Chronicles figures. Yeah, I was originally going to pass on this King Grayskull, but I ended up buying all the other figures and thought, you know what? Might as well get them all. And I'm glad I did, because he is cool. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for some posing.
King Grayskull! Ow, my foot!
Hey, what that?
Hello, I'm Jimmy Allen, and hey, what that? It's He-Man! It's Chronicles Masters of the Universe He-Man! Oh man, I'm looking forward to this one. Oh man, I'm so glad Chronicles are out. Let's dig in.
It's He-Man. This is a Masters of the Universe Chronicles figure from Mattel. Oh, I waited till last to do the He-Man. I was very... Scareglow and this figure are the two that I was most excited about. But I saved He-Man for last. I just thought, you know, and I've seen, you know, One Eye Toys already did this video, oh boy, a week and a half ago, so I was like, I'll do mine, but I'll do it last, and I'll save it for last. And I'm so happy to get going and getting it unboxed today. So, All right, you saw the box spinning around. Let's go ahead and check him out. There's He-Man outside of the box, looking great. I did buy a second one because I want to do a video, something I've never done before on the channel, or actually really ever done ever to one of my figures. I want to mutilate this He-Man. So I'm gonna, just sounds weird to say, but I want to take them apart. I want to see what makes these Masterverse, I keep saying Masterverse. I'm so used to saying Masterverse when I'm thinking of MOTU. Chronicles. I want to see what makes these Chronicles figures tick, and just take them apart and see what's going on. And then when I put them back together, I was thinking maybe he'd make a cool Faker figure down the line. You just have to paint his skin blue and maybe change his hair to orange, and yeah, I don't know, that'd be pretty cool. So yes, I did get two. Let's go ahead and look at all his accessories. You don't get a whole lot with these Chronicles figures, I will say, but his power sword looks fantastic. I love this power sword. Here's why. It looks more like the power sword from Filmation, the old cartoon. All the Masterverse figures that I've been opening have a different kind of sword. It's the one they kind of used in Revelations and Revolution, and they did not look like this. They kind of had these things coming up, but they didn't attach here. This is the sword I remember as a kid, and I think even the He-Man movie, the 80s movie, this is kind of what it looked like. But I'm glad they went with this for the power sword, because this is the one I like. And I wish I had a little bit bigger version of this that I could use with my Masterverse He-Mans. But yeah, it's kind of floppy, but it needs a little bit of bend to get it there. It's just kind of, that's how it is. It's not too bad though. Bends in pretty easy. It does have some brown on the handle, and I'll finally get a focus here. Yeah, I got some pram paint down there. And it just looks great. Looks like a sword. A great sword. I like it. Alright, so let's look at the hands. He has a couple of punchy fists extra. There they are. And installed, he has two C-grip holdy hands. So there's one there. Another one here. This is my biggest gripe about Chronicles so far, is they need to add more hands. Give us at least 2 more hands. Just 2 more hands doing something else. That would be great. Alright, let's check out He-Man. I can't remember the name of the actor, but man, it does look like him. So, here is the box. They did a pretty good job, I think. I like it. I like the chest armor, and I like that it can come off. I like that his power sword has a holder in the back. I'm pretty sure I saw where these, what do you call these, bracers or something, can come off. Cuffs. You can never take the loincloth off. That's always like, every Masters of the Universe figure is always, they don't want you taking off the loincloth. And that's fine. I don't want to see He-Man running around in his underwear, so that's cool. The boots, obviously, you cannot take off because his foot is molded all like that. So, but it is cool that you can take off this and these if you wanted to. So that's cool. All right, let's check out some articulation here. So the head is always on all these Masterverse Chronicles figures. Jeez. You got a ball joint in the bottom of the neck, one in the top of the neck, one in the bottom of the head. The top one is, of course, a double ball joint, so it's like an old arcade joystick. And their heads pop off so easy. On and off so easy, because you have to do that to take this, if you want to take the armor off, you have to pop the head off. Would be cool if we got a second head with like a fighting expression. 2 extra hands and an extra head. Come on, let's do it. I'm sure maybe down the line we'll see some deluxe figures or something with extra heads and stuff. That's my guess. I don't know. Alright, so that was the head. Here's the head back, but he's got so much hair. That's it. You can't go any further back. I get it. There's the forward. That's great. Side to side. It's fantastic. You can hear him crunching his neck. Getting ready to fight. It's fantastic. Alright, so he does have, all the Chronicles have the butterflies, but they just don't go back. In my opinion, they're there, but they don't do as much as I'd hope. I feel like they should go back. You should be able to wrench them even further back, is what I wish. I'm hoping down the line they make them, because I don't want them to mess around with the front, because all the He-Man characters always have big pectoral muscles. I don't want them to cut that away, but they could cut a little of this back pieces away and get a little bit more action backwards. But it's, like I said on the last video with Duncan, Man-at-Arms, is that at least they're there. It's better to have this than nothing, but I wish it was just a little bit better. In that butterfly is a peg on a rocker for the shoulder. Then you've got a bicep cut here. It is just a peg, so you can, of course, swivel all the way around that on that peg. Double jointed elbow, smooth as butter. Are they all smooth as butter? My last video with Man-at-Arms, he had one that was locked up. I have yet to heat it up, so I shot these two back to back. So, but yeah, that looks really good. He looks good like that. That's a cool pose. I just got to put the punchy fists on. That's cool. All right, and then these can spin because they can come off. So, yep. The hands have the peg coming out, and it is a peg sticking out and a peg going in. But there's also a rocker, but it only rocks one way. But since it's a peg going in, you can spin that peg. So if you want the hand to go right and left, now it's kind of activated for right to left. If you want the hand to go up and down, you spin it a little bit. Now that hand will go up and down. So you can make the hands do whatever you want. You just have to spin it in the right place. So that's cool. I like that a lot. Ooh. Yeah, so One Eye Toys did this, and his biggest gripe, and I'm having this gripe too, is that you can see these gaps. These gaps are bad. These gaps are not great. Excuse me. Of course, it's just when you're leaning back, but when you're forward, they're not bad. The lean forward on this figure is much better than Scareglow. I'd say this figure and Man-at-Arms probably are the best. I don't love that. I wonder if there's a way to... I don't know. I felt like they could have snugged that in a little bit better and not had this big old gap right there. You're going to have to... Yeah. Of course, it's... You get it kind of in the home position. Yeah, you still see that gap. It's still there. That's funky. Oh, well, it's not as bad up here when he's in the kind of the home, just standing straight up, excuse me. But yeah, you can see that gap wherever he's at, whatever position his stomach is in. That's interesting. That's a bummer. Right and left is really good. Of course, you can spin. They're just ball joints. You got a ball joint down in here. There's a kick to the side. Kick forward is great. Kabam. Back kick is not great, but it's a back kick. No thigh cut, which I don't mind. There is a little bit of play, so you can go right and left a little bit with it, and that works for me. Double jointed knees, and they're smooth as butter. Oh yeah, fantastic. I like it a lot. And then you've got a boot cut, so it is a peg, so you can swivel it all the way around if you wanted to. And on the foot, it's the same joint as in the hand. So you got a peg coming down this way. Excuse me. Peg going up this way. And there's a rocker. So it works very well. A lot to like with these Masterverse figures. I mean, a lot. These are fantastic. Could they be better? Yes. Yes, they could. But boy, are they, for the first figures to come out, pretty good. Because there are some lines when the figures first came out, it's like, ugh, I don't know. And then they progressed pretty rapidly and got better. And boy, if these progress from here, these, oh man, Chronicles is going to be one of the best toy lines around. Because man, they're already really good. But man, if they could just give us an extra couple of hands, right? Fix the gappy issues on some of the figures. Make it so the articulation front and back is just a little more. And give me some better butterflies. Other than that, oh, fantastic. Fantastic figure. I really like it.
Oh, hey! If you're enjoying this video, could you give it a like and subscribe to the channel? That would be amazing. All right, back to the video.
All right, let's throw these accessories off to the side. Throw some other figures next to him for scale. Here's Man-at-Arms. Good old Duncan here. Let's see, let's put him over here because I got two other ones to bring over. And here is Tri-Klops, which I really like this figure. No, Duncan, no! What are you doing? It's like he just fainted. He fainted on He-Man, and He-Man went down too. They're okay. They'll be fine. Alright. And then Scareglow over here. There we go. Alright, let me get a focus going. Because, whoop, I'm dropping everything. Gotta get my glasses. Scareglow looks not in focus. That looks better, but how about Duncan? He looks good. Alright, cool. Alright, I will say, of these four first figures, for me, Scareglow is still my favorite. Man, I love that Scareglow. Coming in second, it's a tie between Tri-Klops and He-Man. But Tri-Klops just, oh my gosh, the detail on that figure is amazing. Just, oh, it's cool, the texturing and everything. Man-at-Arms is cool, but he's probably the least favorite of this wave, or these four that I have so far. He's good though. Don't get me wrong, I do really like the figure, but if I had, like I'm saying, if I have to rate him, that's what it would be. And if I had to pick between Tri-Klops and He-Man, well, I love He-Man. You have to have He-Man, but if He-Man wasn't the main character, I think you're just talking strictly figures, I would say Tri-Klops. I would say it's Scareglow, Tri-Klops, just they're in order. Yeah, totally. I mean, the Scareglow is amazing. And all of a sudden, he doesn't look in... I took off my glasses. Maybe he is in focus? Yeah, I think. Hold on. He looks out of focus. There. That looks better. Excuse me. Just getting over this weird cold. This should be the last coughing video, I hope. But yeah, from left to right, they're my favorite. That's Scareglow, but I like them all. They're very close. You know, it's not like there's a big disparity. They're all great. Man, I cannot wait to get that Skeletor and that Trap Jaw. Battle Cat. Oh, got them ordered. They're coming. Cannot wait to have those in hand. Alright, I'm going to stop rambling, but boy do I love these figures. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for some posing.
He-Man! Hello, I'm Jimmy Allen. Oh, hey! Scared the crap out of me. But anyway, I probably scared you by saying, oh, hey. I don't know. That was stupid. Hello, I'm Jim... Ugh. Didn't know anybody was there. But hey, if you're enjoying this video, could you give it a like and subscribe to the channel? And like it and subscribe and... oh, crap. He-Mans. Okay.
Hey, what that?
Hello, I'm Jimmy Allen, and hey, what that? It's Trapjaw! I can't wait for this one. Chronicles, Masters of the Universe. It looks great. Oh, I gotta get it open. Let's dig in.
It's Trapjaw. This is a Masters of the Universe Chronicles figure from Mattel, the movie figure, and it looks awesome. Look at that box spinning around. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to get this one out of the box. And actually, I do have him out of the box, and we should check him out right now. All right, so here he is outside of the box, looking amazing. He looks so cool. All right, I do want to just show off how cool he looks on the box art. Look at that. Oh, creepy and awesome. That's so good. So cool. Love these Chronicles. I don't know. Is there a good picture on the back? I haven't been showing off the box as much anymore, but man, I want to show this one off. This figure is cool. Let's go back right there. Very nice. Need my Skeletor. I don't have my Skeletor yet. He's coming from Big Bad Toy Store. Hopefully sooner than later. Here is Trapjaw. Alright, let's check out his accessories. So he comes with one extra hand, of course, not two, because he only has one regular hand. There it is. I do like that it's kind of an open hand. I would say, still a gripe from Chronicles, I think they could have thrown in a punchy fist also, because he has a holdy hand. So, he can hold some stuff, but he can't punch! I want a punchy fist too. I don't think that's too much to ask for. So, but I do like this hand. Just wish we had a punch fist as well. So these are the other parts that hook onto his cannon arm, his robot arm. So there's a nice looking blade right there. Looks very cool. There's where it plugs in. When I bring them over, I'll plug everything in so we can check it out. But yeah, that's cool. And his hook. This is the one I usually use on my figures. Oh man, that looks great. It kind of has this, where it looks like it's been beat up too, this little paint on there. It's a nasty looking hook. I like it. So yeah, for this figure, the fact that they didn't add an extra hand, but you get both of these, isn't as big of a deal. But when you got a He-Man that only comes with a sword, a smaller sword, and only two hands, definitely need more. But I still feel like, even though you get these two bigger accessories to hook onto his robot arm, still maybe just throw in one more punchy hand. Why not? Alright, let's check out Trapjaw. Look at that guy. Awesome. And the jaw articulates. I mean, it'll go up to about there, which you're not going to do because that looks goofy. I'm thinking you're going to go about right, so you can see the teeth. That's probably as high up as you'd want to go before it looks kind of goofy. Looks so good. And then coming down is that far down. He's like painted black back there. That's not bad. It's almost kind of, I wish it was more of a matte look, because there's a little bit of shine. It is kind of matte, but anything to reduce that light shine would have been best. There, you can really see it there. So I don't know if I have some really dark matte paint. Maybe I'd touch that up. That's about the only thing. But man, he looks good. I love that it articulates. Look at that head sculpt. Look at that. He doesn't have his little ring on the top of his head. So I've got my Masterverse one right here. So I'm talking about that little ring. But I guess they omitted that from the movie, and that's okay. That's alright. He still looks really cool. I like the little spikes. That's great. Look at his armor. Look at this armor. Just looks menacing. Oh. Looks great. Now, is this removable? Probably not, because I think it's all hooked to his arm. But it looks like it is. Okay, we gotta try. So it looks like you can unhook that, right? It's got the little unhooky things. Let's try it. I don't know why I'm whispering. Okay, guys, let's try it. It's weird. All right. I don't understand, though, what it's gonna, like, how are we gonna, let's pull his head off. Ooh, of all the Chronicles so far, this is the hardest head to pull off. It came off all right, but I had to kind of pull it a little bit. Let's see, is this going to come off or not? I don't know. Like, would his whole arm just come off then? Oh, shit. I mean, shoot. I mean, okay, well, I pulled his entire thing out. I don't know what the heck I'm doing here. But yeah, you can take it off. Is it meant to? I mean, it had the little things. There's a whole... Ugh. Like, I totally pulled it out of the joint. Or is that what you have to do to get that off? I'm guessing, and then you can have it... Maybe it's made to do that. Because it's not hard to push it in and out, so I guess it's made to do that. It just scared the absolute crap out of me. But that's rad. That's so cool. So you can have him with his armor off. That's a sweet look too. Now, yeah, he does have that butterfly, so that little thing right there was part of that butterfly. Oh, that's rad. This figure is awesome. That's cool. I was not expecting to... I honestly thought this was not coming off at all. There is no way in the world. And boom, it does come off. So I'm guessing this is made to kind of pull out, because now, yeah, it just boop right out. And then you can put it back on. I'm going to put it back on because I'm going to do the articulation with the armor on. Now, putting it back on is going to be an adventure for me. Got to go over that. Well, we got to take the head off. Yeah. This thing has to go through here, up over that way. Sorry, on camera would be great. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Knowing that the arm is supposed to come off is pretty awesome. It's going to be harder to get it on with that armor. Yeah, very hard. If I can get it lined up, it shouldn't be bad. There we go, I heard it pop in. Cool. Then you've got the two little straps in the back. I love that Mattel and all the Masters of the Universe, you can take off their armor. I think that is one of the coolest features. You just don't see that in any other figures. You just don't. And so far, every figure you can do that with Chronicles so far. So cool. Alright, I'm having a hard time getting this one. There we go, now it's in. And his armor's back on. That was an adventure. It was scary, then it was fun, and then it was awesome. That's really amazing. Oh, I cannot say enough how cool that was. Alright, so we gotta look. That whole thing, I really thought this would never come off. But it does. And it just gives you a different look without that armor. This hand cannon is pretty awesome looking. Would be cool at some point to have some sort of blast effect for that. Ooh, look at these little spikies. Those look cool. Man, the detail on this thing is amazing. Wow, this is cool. Alright, I gotta throw those other hands on real quick. So here's the blade. And I'll be very honest. Oh, okay. So does this come off? Because that's not fitting inside of here. Oh! I don't know why I was thinking it was going to go up here. I was like, man, that's going to be a really long arm. Pop that right off. That's easy peasy. Throw this on. That's much easier. Dude, that looks cool too. Oh, that's awesome. That is so good. I don't know if it goes this way or if it goes this way. Either way, it looks cool. Alright, let's take that one off and do... I can't wait to get this one on. This is the hook. This is the way I usually put it. I like the hook to kind of go in that direction. And that looks really nice too. Oh, I'm probably going to display mine with the hook. I love the hook. That's so good. Man, that looks good. Alright, I'm going to put his blaster on just because that's kind of default. Right out of the box. But oh man, that's great. So good. Alright, so let's check out... Well, I want to go look at the rest of his body, and then we'll do the articulation. This belt is pretty cool. I like that they kept a big belt. Like all the other figures kind of have this big... This is the Masterverse figure. But he's always kind of had that big belt, which is cool. Belt buckle, I should say. And belt. This is nice and soft plastic here on the... Whatever you call this. I always forget. Nice. His legs. Look at the sculpt on these. Robo legs. Or it's probably just armor. But it's kind of the same plastic, shiny plastic they used up here, but then they painted this in here. Oh my gosh. No, they're robot legs. Look at these. Oh, this is cool. It's like old-timey armor robot legs. Oh, I love this. Oh my gosh, look at the detail in there. This figure is awesome. All right, let's do the articulation. We did the mouth already. The head, which is really moving good. Of course, there's a ball joint down here in the bottom of the neck. There's one in the top of the neck, and there's one that goes into the bottom of the head. So you have 3 total ball joints to get that real good movement. Side to side. There's his look back. There's his look forward. It's great. Then we saw it has the butterflies. They don't move as well as some things that I've seen, like some Marvel Legends and things. G.I. Joe Classified series. I think they get a little bit more motion out of them. I am glad they're there. It's better to have that than nothing, but I feel like they could do a little bit more to make it just a little bit more. That's not a super gripe, just something that I think in the future would be nice to have. But it, like I said, it's better to have than not. You know, you get it. Yeah, I get a little nitpicky about that, but it's good. It's not bad. It's just maybe just a little tiny more. All right, so in that butterfly is a peg on a rocker. Yeah, pretty sweet. He's got a bicep cut here on his robo arm. Then you've got your single joint here on his robo arm. I'm going to put that back on because now I can't move it. There we go. So it's just a 90-degree single joint there. Works. This arm, you got a bicep cut. You got your double jointed elbow. Works great, smooth. The hands are, I like these hands on these Chronicles. So it's a peg that goes in to the hand, to the wrist, and a peg that comes out, but it's on a rocker too. So you can see it rocking. Right there, it's kind of set up for a right and left movement. If you take that and you swivel that now, if I can, there we go. You swivel that there, now you got an up and down hand. So you can get it to the, you can kind of change that into whichever hand movement you want. Works pretty well. I like it. You got a ball joint here, you got a ball joint here. So this is moving back pretty decent. Not bad. And the forward is better than the Scareglow, I'll say that. He's about the same as like He-Man and the other one that was really pretty good was Man-at-Arms. He came down all right. A little bit more movement would be great, but this isn't bad. It's not bad at all. Of course, you can swivel, do all that good stuff. Side to side, it's great. The legs, you got a ball joint down in here. There's your kick to the side. There's your kick forward. Yeah, that's about it right there. It's not bad. It's a little low, but not too bad. And then a back kick. There is no thigh cut, right? No thigh cut, but you've got that range of motion up in here that gives you this much movement, which is perfect. Works good. Double jointed. Is it double jointed or just a single? Nope, we got double jointed there on the knee. On his robo knee. Very nice. Yeah, it's great. Nice and smooth. I love this armor piece that goes over the knee. Oh, it looks so good. Love how they did that. Then you've got a boot cut here, so there's a peg coming down, so you can actually swivel right there too. Nice little boot cut right there. And then for the foot, it's kind of like the same as the hand, the wrist, where it's a peg, 2 pegs, peg going up into the leg, peg going into the front of the foot, and a rocker. So this thing is creepy, cool, and awesome. All right, I'm just going to say it. Let me set this here, and I'm just going to say it. This is my favorite Chronicles figure so far. Scareglow was my favorite before. This guy is my new favorite. This is the one you got to have. This guy's awesome. I haven't seen a figure this good in a while. This guy is so cool. I now know why this guy is selling out like crazy. It's amazing. He's just so cool. I'm gonna stop talking because you know what I'm thinking. This guy, if you're into Chronicles, if you're into any kind of He-Man, Masters of the Universe, if you're excited about the movie coming up, you got to get this figure. This is amazing. You got to have it. All right, I'm going to pull these accessories off to the side. I want to throw this Trapjaw. This is the Masterverse Trapjaw, and this is off a 7-inch scale figure. He's taller than the 7-inch scale Masterverse figure. This dude is huge, and I bet in the movie he's played by a really tall actor. And they got the scale right. So, man, what an amazing figure. I thought this is one of my favorite, this might be my favorite Masterverse figure. And I like Trapjaw, I like a lot of characters, but the Trapjaw figures are just amazing. So good. All right, we'll move that off over here, and I want to throw the rest of the Chronicles figures I have next to good old Trapjaw here so you can see how big this dude is.
Oh, hey! If you're enjoying this video, could you give it a like and subscribe to the channel? I'd greatly appreciate it. All right, back to the video.
Big guy. All right, let me get that in focus, and I want to throw, actually I'm going to have to come back because I want to throw the other 4 figures next to him that I have so far. Like I said, I'm still waiting for Skeletor. He's supposed to be coming from Big Bad Toy Store. And I would like to get the Amazon exclusive 2-pack that is Ram Man and Fisto at some point. All right, so there's He-Man. I'll throw Duncan next to him. Yep, he fits. All right, let's go Tri-Klops. And then Scareglow. See if we can get them all in the same shot. Chronicles are so amazing. Oh man. All right, let me get my focus on. My glasses on to get my focus on. All right, we got to get Man-at-Arms in focus. Scareglow and Man-at-Arms, that's what I'm looking at. Man-at-Arms looks awful. Did I get it? I think that's as good as I'm going to get right there. Just an amazing figure line. Mattel is knocking it out of the park with these figures. This Trapjaw is a must-have. I hope Skeletor is a really cool figure. I don't think he's going to be as good as this Trapjaw, but I think he's still going to be a good figure. Probably on par with He-Man, I would think, which is a great figure. Oh man, I'm excited about these Chronicles. Man, so good. I hope they're DC licensed. I hope they use the same kind of body type as this for their DC, the same scale and everything. And when they go to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I hope they use this as well and same scale. That would be amazing. I may, I'm sorry Hasbro, but I may be switching over to Mattel for the most part. This Trapjaw, all right, I'm just gonna end it because you know how I feel. This Trapjaw is amazing, and you have to have it. If you're into Masters of the Universe, this is the figure. This figure line is for you. It's amazing. All right, I'm gonna stop blabbering. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for some posing. And we'll see you on the next video.
Trapjaw!
Hey, what that?
Hello, I'm Jimmy Allen, and hey, what that? Well, it's Chronicles Skeletor. I'm late to the game. I gotta get this one unboxed. Let's dig in.
It's Skeletor. This is a Masters of the Universe Chronicles figure from Mattel, and I am very excited about this one. I've got many of the other ones unboxed. I've got Trapjaw, Tri-Klops, Man-at-Arms, He-Man, Battle Cat, Scareglow. I needed to get my Skeletor finally unboxed. Well, it took a while to get here. I bought him from Big Bad Toy Store, and I added a Chewbacca, a New Hope Chewbacca with it. So I was like, yeah, you know, got to pay for shipping. I'll get another figure. But they shipped this shipment with DHL, and that took a while to get here. The first shipment I made was for Trapjaw, He-Man, and Battle Cat. And this Skeletor was available. I should have bought it then, but I had it already bought on Amazon, but then Amazon kept delaying, so I canceled, so then I made this. So that's why I'm so late to the game with Skeletor. But I am so excited to get him unboxed. I've got him unboxed. Let's check him out. There is Skeletor, looking pretty awesome. Alright, before we check out the figure, I do want to show some stuff off on the box. So there's your Masters of the Universe Chronicles logo. It's the movie logo. I like it a lot. And there is Skeletor on the side, looking pretty awesome. And of course, all these boxes you have against, so if it's a villain, you'll have He-Man over here. If it's a hero, you'll have Skeletor on this side, so you can kind of put them always facing each other. Oh, but yeah, Skeletor, Evil Lord of Destruction, and Deluxe Articulation, and your back. I'll let you read that if you'd like. And moving on, this picture, that picture. There we go. And then this big one right here with this Havoc staff. Pretty cool. That Trapjaw is an amazing figure. Love that Trapjaw. If you haven't seen my unboxing of Trapjaw, check it out. It's my favorite Chronicles figure. I think the Skeletor is going to be cool, but I don't think it's going to be... I think Trapjaw will remain my favorite figure in Chronicles. But I am super excited. Oh my gosh, how about I focus? Super excited to get into this Skeletor. Alright, let's check out the accessories. There's only 2 hands and the staff, so we'll check out the Havoc staff first. And I think it looks pretty cool. It's a different little take on the Havoc staff. I'm guessing that's how it looks in the movie. It's a little bit more like... what am I trying to say? Just kind of bent backwards somehow, and I think it looks really cool. Really cool. And then coming down, got a little spiky on the end. And this has got some really cool texture to it. Really, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can probably see it, but it's just really nice textured all the way up. And then the paint detail on this is really nice. Nice wash on there. It looks really good. So even though you only get one, you know, weapon, at least it looks pretty premium to me. All right. Let's move on to the hands. You've got an open hand, kind of a gotcha hand. Here is a punchy fist. And then he's got 2 C-grips installed. So holding hands right here. My biggest gripe of Chronicles, I feel like you should get 2 more hands. Just give us 2 more hands per figure. Alright. Here's Skeletor looking pretty cool. He does have jaw articulation, so there it is down. I will say, when you open it all the way, you can kind of see that blue. I might go in and kind of black out part of the neck a little bit more, because you can see a little bit more of the blue than I'd like. Otherwise, I'm super happy that it has jaw articulation. I was hoping Scareglow would have jaw articulation. But, yeah, happy that Skeletor does. He looks cool. And, of course, Trapjaw has jaw articulation as well. So this hood is molded onto the head. When you take this off, you have the back piece of his, I guess, hood piece coming down. It is, I don't think it's molded together. I think it's just glued in. But yeah, that mouth can really go when there's no neck in the way. But yeah, looks really great. You can see where it was painted black. I just need to go down just a little further. Yeah, pretty cool. So for articulation's sake, let's just check it out right now. You got a ball joint down here, you got one right here, and one that goes in the bottom of the head. So 3 total ball joints on Chronicles. The head back is not going to be much of anything because of all this is hitting, so that's it. Head forward's going to be fine though, but you get this weird where this piece pops up. I guess if you can kind of hold it down and push it down. And then you've got your side to side. You can't really, yeah, a little bit of side to side. Then when you turn it, this will come up, so that's good. Yeah, it works well. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of hard to see my lighting. He's got little red eyes. And I just don't think my... Well, where's my flashlight? It's time for the flashlight. Still can't see. There we go. There we go. There's the red eyes. It's got some red eyeballs. Pretty good. All right. Going to the arms. Oh, real quick, I want to say, this is the first figure I've seen, because I kind of messed around with him last night. This is the first figure that you can't take off armor and cape and stuff. So I was kind of disappointed in that. This is glued on right here. And this cape is plastic. It's not soft goods. It looks like soft goods, though. I think they did a really good job with it. It looks really cool. I will say, when I pulled it out of the package, it's one of those like Marvel Legends where if you kind of pull, you could end up kind of tearing into this. So I had to give it the taco maneuver, where you kind of fold it like a taco and kind of pull it through. I also cut a little bit of the plastic away to make it easier because I didn't want to damage the cape. But yeah, so that is not removable. This is all glued in. So this is the first figure that doesn't have any removable armor. These might be able to come off though. I wonder. The bracers. Let's see. Yeah, so I think that's his only piece of removable armor, is his bracers. Let's see if I can get them back on. There we go. Okay. Alright, moving down to the arms now. You got your butterflies. I do wish the butterflies went a little bit further back, but with this cape it wouldn't have mattered anyway. So for this figure, it's just fine. It gives you just enough movement. You got a peg and a rocker going in there for the shoulder. You got a bicep cut. It is a peg, so you can just swivel all the way around. Double jointed elbow, smooth like butter. I love these elbows and knees on these Chronicles figures. The hands are made so you can kind of go any direction you want. So there's a peg coming this way, peg that way. It's on a rocker. So in this direction, it looks like it's going right and left, but you can swivel that peg around and make it go up and down as well. So you can get any movement you want out of it. You just kind of have to finagle it a little bit, but you can get it there, which is pretty cool. He's got his diaphragm cut. He's got a waist cut. They're both ball joints. His lean back. I will say the lean back on these Chronicles figures is not great. The lean forward is better. The first Scareglow figure that came out has next to nothing. At least this next wave that has come out, you get a little bit more down. Not as much as I'd like, but it's still better than the Scareglow figure. Of course, you can side to side it, swivel it. It works great. Wow, that leg really went out there, didn't it? He's got a ball joint down in here. That kick out is great. Let's go kick forward. Boom. Kick He-Man right in the butt. Back kick to here. There is no thigh cut on any of these Chronicles figures, but there's just enough play right there that you get a little bit of movement, and that's enough for me, honestly. Double jointed knee, smooth like butter. Let's see, we got a peg here for the boot cut, so you can go all the way around if you want. And then the foot has a peg coming this way, peg up into the leg, and it's on a rocker. So it's just kind of like the wrist. This is a great figure. Yeah, just like I thought he was. He's not as good as Trapjaw, but he's good. He's great to have. You have to have a Skeletor. If you're into Masters of the Universe, you got to have a He-Man, you got to have a Skeletor. That's just the rules. It's not true. It's Jimmy Allen rules. All right. His foot looks goofy. There we go. Looking a little better there. Okay, let's make sure that's a focus. I love the jaw articulation. I think it looks great. He only comes with the one accessory as far as weapon, but at least it looks kind of premium. It has a really nice paint to it. The texture on this figure is awesome. He is great. He's worth the price of admission for sure. All right, let's pull these accessories off to the side. We'll throw other figures next to him for scale.
This is my channel now, and I'm taking it over.
Carissa! Carissa, get out of my chair! Get! Kid's trying to take over my channel. Are you kidding me? Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. All right, I gotta go get that kid and tell her to get out of my stuff! Hey, get out of my stuff!
Just for fun, I've got the only two non-movie figures to come out are King Grayskull and Scareglow. Just for fun, we'll throw them up first, and then I'll throw some movie ones after that. So you can see how much bigger Scareglow is than Skeletor. Make sure that's in focus. Scareglow looks a little off. There we go. So those are the two non-movie figures, how they compare. We'll move King Grayskull out of here and Scareglow. And let's get the villains up to the side of Skeletor here. This is my favorite figure. This Trapjaw is so good. Let's go about right here. Get Skeletor here. Then we've got Tri-Klops over here. He's a cool figure too. Very cool. Let's see, he can actually come over a little bit. Okay, then we've got He-Man. We'll throw him over here. And we've got Man-at-Arms. Throw him over here. And let's get Duncan in the shot. How about, I guess something like that. And come up and get a focus. All right. Looks pretty good. I am so happy to finally have Skeletor. Oh man, do these look good. Oh, the shelf is gonna love these figures. There hasn't been an action figure line I've been this excited about in a while. Like, I love Marvel Legends, but there's things about them that there's so much reuse, and you just get tired of seeing all the reuse. Just to have a new line that just feels a little more premium. Yeah, you don't get a lot of accessories and stuff, but man, do the figures look great. They move great. They're just great. So I'm very happy with Chronicles, and I am very much looking forward to the future when we see more. Like, these movie figures are amazing, but I can't wait to get into non-movie figures as well. I think that's going to be awesome. And if they use the same way of making figures for the DC license that they have, Mattel, oh my gosh. And then they got Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Wow. Alright, I'm rambling on and on about this, but I love these figures. Alright, there is your Skeletor. Stay tuned for some posing. Thanks so much for watching.
Skeletor!
Hey, what that?
Hello, I'm Jimmy Allen, and hey, what that? It's Battle Cat! Masters of the Universe Chronicles Battle Cat! Can't wait to get this one open. Can't wait to see He-Man riding atop Battle Cat. Alright, let's get it unboxed. Let's get it open. Let's dig in.
It's Battle Cat. This is a Masters of the Universe Chronicles figure from MATTEL, and I am loving all of these Chronicles figures. There's not a bad one in the bunch. They're awesome. Their articulation is good. The detail is amazing. Paint apps, just their use of the different plastics, their articulation, they're great. They're really good. And I cannot wait to get this Battle Cat out of the box. All right, there he is spinning around. I've got him outside of the box. Let's check him out. There is Battle Cat, looking pretty menacing right there. So he doesn't come with any accessories, but he does have his armor. So that's cool. So I am going to take his armor off, and we're going to pull it closer and check it out. So let's go with the helmet first. And there's what the helmet looks like. Doesn't have any paint, but it's a nice kind of matte look. And I like it. And it's I like the way it looks. It looks really good. How they designed it for the movie. Just looks really nice. And then let's see how to take this armor off, because I haven't really messed with it yet. So it looks like we got some straps. Pop that strap. Pop that strap. And is that it? Yeah, that's pretty easy. Boom. So over the head, and he is now Cringer. Alright, so there's what just like the helmet, no paint. I do feel like it could have used a little bit of paint, but that's getting a little nitpicky. But a little bit of paint would have been kind of cool. I don't know, someday, if I ever get good at painting stuff, it might be a fun little project to color some of these straps a little different and stuff. But the sculpt is nice. A lot of good detail in there. I really like it. So, yeah, it's cool. Alright, let's check out Cringer. So there he is. Whoa, getting up in your mug there. There he is. Okay, first thing I'm noticing that's not my favorite is you could tell how he was molded. So this side, and then he was pushed together, because you got this line running up through. That's being a little nitpicky. I mean, would have been nice to be able to get rid of that line, but other than that, the eyes look cool. And so I have heard that they're like this, I don't know, like it's a clear plastic and there's a dot of an eye in the back, so any way that you move him, he kind of follows. I'm not good at... Let me see if I can find my flashlight. Let's see if I can get some light in there to kind of show. There's my flashlight. Oh yeah. So now you can see that eyeball. It like follows. It's cool how they did that. This is my first time seeing it in person, and that is really neat how they did that. So that's cool. Never seen anything like that. Another cool thing is, so when he's Cringer, he always just has his two, big teeth coming down. When he opens his mouth, so I've seen some reviews where these pop right back down. Mine are not, but these teeth are retractable. So they're supposed to pop back down, like when he's... I don't know. I have to pull mine down every time, but they keep wanting to retract up. Because when he closes his mouth, it's supposed to kind of retract, right? And then when you open the mouth, they're supposed to pop back down, but mine do not. I have to kind of pull them, and it's hard to keep them down. So I don't know if I just got kind of a dud with the teeth, but if you pull them down, now it's good. If I don't touch them, they're good. But I think that's kind of a neat feature. That way you can get some teeth. The teeth look that way, and then close the mouth, and it looks like he's just got his two big teeth sticking out. But man, this guy looks great. It's hard to get a good shot of this guy because he is so big. But I want to go through the articulation. But first, look at the color on him. He looks great. Just really nailed it. The claws look really nice. And I brought over my Masterverse Battle Cat as well, so we can kind of see the size differences and stuff. But very cool. Alright, so let's do some articulation. You can see in the neck here, for the head actually, because he's got a neck articulation here and then head articulation here. That's as far up as you can get it right there. Looking down is pretty good because you get that movement here coming down. It's a ball joint here, ball joint here. So there is looking down. And of course you're going to get right and left movement. And you can swivel on either one of those, which is pretty good. The legs, so the front legs, looks like you got a ball joint here. It's kind of weird that it has those gaps. It'd be nice if those were kind of closed off for when he's coming out. But it is just a ball joint, so you can rock it this way, that way. Well, is it a ball joint? It's almost on a ratchet. You know what it is? It's a ratchet with a swivel. So there's your swivel, there's your ratchet. You can actually hear it go ratchet, ratchet, ratchet. I think that's just because this figure's a little more heavy. Then you throw He-Man on top, it's going to be even more heavy. So those ratchets are a good idea when you got a little weight involved. This arm is a peg on a rocker. So there's the peg going in and the rocker. And then you got a peg on a rocker for the foot here too. So the front feet, that's what it's like on the legs. And then, yep, you got the same deal here. So you got a rocker this way, and then you've got ratchets. Then you got a peg on a rocker for this part of the leg, and then another peg on a rocker for this part, and another peg on a rocker for this part. Then you got a peg on a rocker for the tail. Now this tail is a little soft, so you can move it a little bit, but it's not meant to articulate. It doesn't have bendy wire or anything, but you can kind of just move it around with this. That's kind of your cringer look with it down. Battle Cat, maybe give it this way, up in the air, ready for some battle or something. But he has articulation in the waist, so you got one here, here. It is two ball joints, so you can actually, well, I feel like they're ball joints, but you can't swivel because there's just no room to do it. So it's mostly just going to be for this movement. And that's cool. Does he look great or what? He looks great. Now I'd like to put the armor back on and then throw He-Man on top because I want to see how that looks. So this has to go over the head, and then you got two straps. Taking it off is always easy. Putting it back on is always kind of a little bit more of an issue for me. Let's see how hard this one is. You got to go in here, under there. It keeps going underneath. This is easier done not on camera, but I think I can do it. I think I can do it. Okay, so we're going to leave it like that until I know how far I need to go. Then we'll do the same thing with this one. That one was much easier. And I think it just goes all the way to the... Oh, God! Man-at-Arms and He-Man just fell off the... Oy, right onto the floor. Yikes. Okay, I'm trying to get this to snap in. Got it. Then we'll get this one to snap in. And we're good. And I might not ever take that off again. There. Armor's back on. Almost. So it just kind of fits over the head. There's no pegs or anything. It just kind of supposed to sit. Once you get it, it stays. Kind of reminds me of Scareglow's cape. But yeah, oh, that's pretty cool looking. Now we got to get He-Man that fell on the floor. Set him atop. Yep, that's pretty cool. Doesn't have any real stirrups or anything to put his feet into. Oh, Jesus. Alright. Easier said than done. But he looks cool. Oh, gosh. I didn't even do it on camera. There he is. It's easier, like, sometimes I just get really good at looking through the camera, getting everything done, and then I start wandering away. And, yeah. Let me see if I can get Duncan off of his butt. There we go. He took a pretty hard fall, but I think he's alright. Maybe it'll loosen a few of his joints up. Alright. Yeah, that looks pretty cool with He-Man on him. I like it. Cool. So this is the Masterverse Battle Cat. You can see it is a little bit bigger. Of course, that's off a 7-inch scale. Yeah, let's go like that. But the articulation, I would say, is better on this newer Battle Cat. I like the look of this one better. I never really liked the Masterverse look on this armor. It's okay. It's just, I don't know. But yeah, it's a fine Battle Cat too. It's got the same kind of helmet where you just rip it off. But the face is kind of like, it's different. And then this has the eyes kind of painted onto the helmet, whereas this one has them open, and you get those cool eyes through it, which I really like. The Masterverse one is different. But yeah, kind of a difference there. Here's my Masterverse He-Man that I like, and he doesn't sit on very good either. It's always hard to get your He-Man on your Battle Cat, but that's about it right there. There's a couple of He-Mans. Cannot get that in focus. Let me get that in focus. I guess I got it. Grab my glasses and it looks better than I thought. Except for the newer Battle Cat, his face looks a little bit out of focus. Is it just because of that side of the... Nope, there we go. There we go. Yeah. So there's kind of the difference from Masterverse and Chronicles. Let me get this Masterverse out of here. Ugh.
Oh, hey! If you're enjoying this video, could you like it and subscribe to the channel? I'd greatly appreciate it. I gotta get back down to the carpet and check out where all my accessories went to my action figures. They go into the carpet and they're gone. And I don't know. I'm going back down. Back to the video. Always losing stuff in the carpet!
Alright, so I want to take He-Man off and just have Battle Cat standing here. I think his teeth retracted again. That's going to drive me nuts. It's like there's a spring in there, but mine doesn't. I don't know if it's supposed to latch in, but I don't know. My teeth situation. See, you can hear it, but it's supposed to pop out. Like, for some reason, mine doesn't have a spring or something, because it's supposed to pop out every time. I watch some other people's it's because it's not an unboxing video. They just kind of, it was like a short where they were showing the mouth, and yeah, they would open theirs and their teeth would come back down. Mine do not, but if I don't touch it, it'll stay. So it's kind of, I don't know, a little gripe, but otherwise this is a pretty cool Battle Cat. The helmet stays, but you got to get it just right to kind of stay perfect. There we go. I think I finally got him the way I like him. Now I'm not going to touch him. Except there's eyes. You can't see his eyes. It doesn't want to stay up. It's always like too low for his eyes. I'm afraid if I keep messing with it, the mouth is going to... Oh, that's too high. It just doesn't want to stay in. I may have to sticky tack this into place, because it just doesn't sit the way I like. Like, it's like right there, but it goes down or it's too high up. So I'll probably just sticky tack mine in place to where I like it. Alright, so let's throw some other figures next to him. Of course, there's our He-Man right there with his power sword. I got this all messed up. There we go. And we'll go He-Man here. I'm only gonna get maybe 2 more figures in here because it's so big. I'd like to get a focus, and then we'll get 2 more figures over here. Oh my gosh. Okay. So let's go Duncan. Man-at-Arms. He did just take a floor fall, so I don't know what this pose is going to look like. Guess it's okay. Kind of go like that. And then, whoa, he's out of focus. My favorite Masterverse figure right now is this guy. Let's see if I can find him. Trapjaw. This guy is amazing. Look how tall that guy is. So good. Alright, let me see if I can get a better focus going. This Trapjaw looks a little out of focus. Alright, there it is. Chronicles is so good. That's that's the name of this video. Of all the Chronicles videos. Chronicles, the figures are so good. So good. So amazing. Maybe amazing's a better word. But I am loving them. I think they're amazing. And I cannot wait to get more. So I've got Skeletor on order. He should be coming from Big Bad Toy Store. I'm hoping it'll come so I can get him unboxed next week. Down the line, I would like to get the 2-pack from Amazon with Fisto and Ram Man. I don't know when I'm going to get it, but I would like to get it at some point. And then the next wave, I think, is Teela, Evelyn, and a Beastman. I saw Beastman was up on Big Bad Toy Store, but it doesn't have a picture. Evelyn and Teela do have pictures, but no picture of Beastman, but he's listed to come out, I think, in September. So that'll be cool. Alright, there is Battle Cat, and he is awesome. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. But hey, stay tuned for some posing, because that's coming up right now.
Let's dig in. Wham! Battle Cat!
Hey, what that?
Hello, I'm Jimmy Allen, and hey, what that? Well, it's Tri-Klops. It's Chronicles, Masters of the Universe Chronicles Tri-Klops. Oh man, I can't wait for this one. Let's dig in.
It's Tri-Klops. This is a Masters of the Universe Chronicles figure from Mattel. So excited to get this one looked at today. Oh man, I am loving on these Chronicles figures. Of course, I've already got Skeletor unboxed, and I did a video on him. And man, I can't wait to get this Tri-Klops out. And then I've got He-Man and Man-at-Arms as well. So, oh man, but I wanted to start with this Tri-Klops. I've seen a lot of videos on the other figures, so I'm like, I'll start on the one I've seen the least of. Go for Tri-Klops. Sorry if my voice sounds a little weird. I'm just getting over a cold, so it's going to sound a little weird for the next few videos, but hopefully by next few days I'll be sounding normal again. But alright, I've got Tri-Klops out of the box. Let's check him out. There he is, out of the box, looking pretty awesome, must say. Alright, so let's start looking at some accessories here. So here's his... what would you... It's definitely like a laser... projectile, pulse cannon, some kind of a, looks like a sniper type weapon, but of course, you know, Masters of the Universe style, where it's gonna have to shoot some sort of a plasma bolt or a laser bolt, I don't know, but it looks awesome. I like the silver on there. So there we are, close up. Yeah, it looks nice. It's nice, and it's the sculpting on it's really nice. A lot of nice texture on it. It's big. It's very cool. Maybe a little more paint would have been cool, but at least we got some silver. So there's that at least. Yeah, it's cool. I don't think anything on it moves or anything. Nah, everything's static, but it is cool looking. All right. He comes with a couple extra hands. They are punchy fists. They're harder for me to hold because usually they have the peg coming out this way and I can just hold the peg. This one's opposite, so I'm going to have to kind of hold it like this. Like that. But yeah, a couple punchy fists there. Pretty cool. I like that they look like gloves. Like he's got some very heavy-duty gloves going on. And then he's got a couple of C-grips installed, so a couple of holdy hands. This one is an actual holdy hand. This one is a trigger finger holdy hand, so he can use his blaster weapon. Sniper rifle, that's what I kept thinking. The whole time I'm thinking, what do you call it? It's like a laser sniper rifle. That's what it was. This. I'm still got a little brain fog going on here. But alright, there is Tri-Klops. Very cool. Originally reported, people that had seen this at Toy Fair said that this didn't spin, but I'm guessing that was maybe a prototype or something because it does spin. So let's see, there's a square eye, and it doesn't spin easy. Mine doesn't anyway. There's triangle. I do like the way it looks. It's like this nice see-through plastic that yeah, it's pretty cool looking. Let's go back to the original one, which was the circle. I think that's my favorite one on here. The only thing I will say, there's a kind of a strange little gap going on underneath. I don't know if everybody's is that way, but mine definitely has this strange gappy going on. And it has the little, coming down under the eye, has a little like a peg coming down, a little notch where I think it's supposed to kind of hit and stop. Because you can feel it when you're moving in, it's like go, 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 and then it stops because it hits that little peg, hits like a little hole or something. Or notch, I should say. But yeah, I think it looks cool. So I don't know if it's supposed to look like that with the gappy or not. So it'd be interesting to watch some other people's reviews on this. Alright, so let's check out. Let's just look them over real quick. Then we'll do some articulation. As this is only the second Chronicles figure I'm doing an unboxing on. So I like all this armor and stuff. Okay, cool, you can take it off. Let's just do it. Pop that off. Pop your top. Alright, so I'm probably going to have to take the head off to make this happen. Easy peasy. Okay, cool. Oh man, it is really sculpted nice underneath. If you never took that off, you wouldn't even really see all this. This still looks amazing with this off. It's one thing I love about Mattel and their Masters of the Universe figures, talking all the way back to the originals to, you know, Masterverse and everything. All their armor is removable, which is so cool. So yeah, that looks really awesome actually, even with it off. I am going to put it back on, however, because that's kind of stock. If I can remember how it goes. Oh yeah, we got to go head off. Which my Scareglow figure, the head came off really easy as well. So that's nice that the heads are on and off pretty easy and on like that. Should just be able to give this a little push to get it back on. Line this next one up. It should be good to go. get there. I say that, but it's a little harder to do. There we go. I got it. Okay, cool. It looks, oh yeah, that looks, either look is pretty cool. I like that. What else is going on? Anything else removable? The loincloth things are never removable. That's fine. That works. Cool looking boots. Alright, yeah, pretty cool. Alright, let's go ahead and just do the articulation now. So for the head, it goes back to here, which is pretty good being in with this armor piece and everything. And then down, very nice. Nice. A little side to side. Of course, you've got a ball joint down in the bottom of the neck, and you've got another one in the bottom of the head, as we saw with this off. But this one is kind of a double joint. See it going back and forward as well. So it's like an old arcade joystick is what I call this joint. Looks like you're playing an old arcade game. So you're getting that one down here, you're getting one here, and one here. So you're actually got one on the bottom of the neck, one on the top of the neck, one on the bottom of the head. So it's like a triple ball joint. It's great. Ugh. There we go. Yeah, he could get some good action going. Love it. All right, the arms. So they do have butterflies. However, just like my Scareglow, there's not a ton of movement. You get like, I should have brought one over, but at some point I'll compare like a G.I. Joe Classified series to this, and then some Marvel Legends. They have a lot more movement in the butterflies. These just don't have a ton of movement. I'm glad they're there, don't get me wrong, but I feel like they could do something better to make it back just a little bit further back. Just get this arm back maybe to here, you know? Just a little bit more. I'm not worried about forward, because I don't want them to mess with any of the front look or anything, but if they could do something with the back and make their arms go back just a little further, that would be amazing. It's not horrible, but it's not a great butterfly. All right, in that butterfly is a peg on a rocker, and then you have a bicep cut right there. It's just a peg, so you can spin it. Double jointed elbow, just smooth as can be on these Chronicles figures. I love it. Just butter smooth. The hands, let's see if I can get this off there. Oh, this one's easy. My Scareglow was really hard to get hands on and off. That one was really easy. But you can see the peg part is actually part of the arm, and then you've got up and down, but then it actually can be spun too, because it's on a peg this way. So you can actually move a hand any direction you want, you know, based on where that peg is there. So snap that back on. So you got, right now it's like this. Let's see, this way and that way. But if you get it in a different spot, so say if you wanted it to go right and left, you can get this like that, pop that back on, and now you've got a right and left. If you wanted it to go up and down, you could do that too. So you could move these hands in any direction you want. You just gotta swivel that peg in there. I love that. So that's cool. All right, so with the waist, not a ton, just like Scareglow. So there's your lean back, which is hardly anything. Lean forward, just not a lot. I think that's my biggest gripe so far of these Chronicles figures, because Scareglow is the same way. There's just not a ton of movement here or here. Now it's fine right and left. That's great. It's just the forward and back is just lacking. And I almost feel like this is a little better than my Scareglow was. Coming forward, it still should be better. We're talking double ball joints. So you got a ball joint here and a ball joint here, and it's still just not going that far. So, and I think that just has to do with the design. There's like a crossbar inside of here, and it just can't get past that crossbar. But, yeah, I'd say the butterflies and the waist forward and back are the biggest gripes for Chronicles so far for me. But still, I'm loving these figures. It's not enough that I won't buy them, trust me. It's still good. All right, so for the legs, you got a peg right here. I'm sorry, ball joint. There's your kick to the side. There's your kick forward. And a back kick. And then there are no thigh cuts. I did see where it looks like maybe the female figures, looking at those pictures, they may have a thigh cut. Eva Lynn and Tila, the ones they were showing at Toy Fair, looked like they had a thigh cut. The male ones so far do not. but it has a little bit of a play up in top, so you can kind of spin it a little bit on the thigh, so that works for me. You got a double jointed knee, get you to there. Actually, get you, yeah. I thought something was in the way, but it's not. Right there. And it is butter smooth. I love these joints on these. The elbows and the knees are amazing. You got a boot cut here, so just a peg. Spin it all the way around if you want. Front facing peg. I don't know if you can pull this one off like a hand so I can show you. But it actually is the exact same kind of joint as the hand. So you've got a peg going up into the boot, and you've got a peg going into the front, or this part of the foot right here. So the top part of the foot. And then of course it's on a rocker, but you can spin it anywhere you want. You can have a backwards foot if you want. So I really like that too. So that works very well. Of course, if you get it in the right position, you got, right and left going. Yeah. Because of that peg coming in this way. Yeah, it's great. Works good. He's a cool looking dude, I will say. Happy to have it. Okay, he is looking weird. Okay, how about a focus? Sorry. I get a little bit caught up in making him look better, and I forget about, hey, I got people watching this. That's right. I'm not just talking to myself like usual. All right, so let's see. That's everything you get in the box. So this Tri-Klops figure, of course, Masters of the Universe Chronicles. Oh man, and I do love it. My two gripes, they're the same gripes I had with Skeletor, was the articulation in the waist and the limited butterflies. Otherwise, fantastic. I will say with this figure, however, it's this little gap in the eye piece that's a little weird, but you don't really see it. But if you really look, you can see the little red peg things coming down. I mean, it's not a big deal. So I just wonder if mine is that way, or if everybody's is that way. So it'd be interesting to find out. Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna have to grab my glasses to get a focus. It's just how it is. Actually, it didn't look too bad. All right, there's everything you get in the box, as I said earlier, of this Tri-Klops figure. Let's move all this to the side.
What's that? Okay. Yeah, I'll find out. Yeah. Bosk says you should like and subscribe. He likes to be tickled right here.
I will say, I do wish they came with 2 extra hands. I feel like for the price point and everything, you should get 2 more hands. Same thing I said about Skeletor. And let's go ahead and bring over Skeletor. Let's go ahead and do some scale. There's Skeletor. I love this Skeletor. He is cool. What a cool figure. I'll go like that. Let's throw Tri-Klops right here. I've got He-Man. I haven't done the video yet, but I got him unboxed. There he is. And Duncan, Man-at-Arms. Let's throw him over here. Still got to get his video done too. But man, these Chronicles are cool. I do have Skeletor on order. I have Battle Cat on order, and I have Trapjaw on order. So those will probably be coming, and I can start getting those. Probably, I think Skeletor is coming later in the week, so I can do that for next week. And then I think I got Battle Cat and Trapjaw from Big Bad Toy Store, and only paid for the $6 shipping. So it'll be a little bit for those before those get here, but that's all right. I'm just glad I at least was able to get them. All right, let me grab my glasses again, because all of a sudden I'm thinking that doesn't look good. No, I think it looks good. Okay, cool. All right, well, there is Tri-Klops. Oh man, these Chronicle figures are cool, and I'm all in. Just really cool. All right, stay tuned for some posing. Thank you so much for watching.
Hello, I'm Jimmy Allen, and hey, what that? It's Tri-Klops. It's Masterverse. It's not Masterverse. It's Chronicles. Chronicles, Tri-Klops. Oh yeah.
Hey, what that?
Hello, I'm Jimmy Allen, and hey, what that? It's Duncan! It's Man-at-Arms, Masters of the Universe Chronicles. Oh yeah, I can't wait for this one. Let's dig in.
It's Man-at-Arms. This is a Masters of the Universe Chronicles figure from Mattel. Yeah, I am loving these Chronicles. There's a little bit of nitpicking here and there, but overall, these figures are amazing. I will say I am really, really loving these figures. This is only the third one that I'm doing an unboxing video of so far. So I did Scare Glow right when I got it, and I was kind of late to the game on Scare Glow, but got that video up, and then I was able to late to the game as well. But I got my He-Man, Tri-Klops, and Duncan here, Man-at-Arms. But finally getting them going right now. So did Tri-Klops yesterday, doing Man-at-Arms today, and we'll get He-Man finally tomorrow. So man, all right, you've seen the box spinning around. Let's go ahead and check out Man-at-Arms outside of the box. There he is. I think he looks pretty awesome. I did want to show this off. I forgot to show it off during Tri-Klops, so I'm going to do it now. So the inside of the box, the artwork is really cool. So let's see. Oh no, I just ripped mine. What an idiot. Oh well, that's what I get for kind of hurrying. I forgot to take the first top flap off. Okay, so I wanted to pull this out. Pull this. Oh, I can't pull that out? I don't know, but you can see inside. Okay, we'll do it this way. There's Castle Grayskull in there, which is pretty awesome. Very cool. And then on the villains, which was Tri-Klops yesterday, I'm going to do this without ripping this one. That was not good. All right, we'll pull this out, and then you'll see in the background on the villains, you have... Dang it, where is it? Oh, it's way up there. I don't know if I can get any light. That's another reason I wanted to pull it out. Snake Mountain, but I can't get a good view of Snake Mountain. It's way up in there. Oh gosh, there's the snake, but there's Snake Mountain. Yep, I like this artwork. It's really neat. There, it's in focus. So yeah, you got Snake Mountain for the villains, and you've got Castle Grayskull for the heroes, which I think is pretty cool. All right, let's actually get a focus here. Sorry, staring at a blurry thing. All right, let's get into some accessories now. He's got this. I guess it's a club. I guess a mace would have spikes, but I'm going to call it a club. There's no paint on it or anything. It's kind of a cool looking gold look. So the bottom part is a different plastic than the top. So I thought maybe you could pull this apart. You cannot. You can spin it. But it would be kind of cool if you could have, but I don't know why you need to, but you can see this is more of that swirly, twirly type plastic on there, and the bottom is just kind of just a shiny version of gold. I mean, it looks cool. I really like it. He's got a sidearm here, little pistol. I'm sure it shoots lasers. I doubt they're shooting bullets in Eternia. Shooting some sort of laser. So he has two little holes on the front. I'm wondering if down the line they'll start coming out with some blast effects or something. They are very small little holes, but I wouldn't doubt that they have some blast effects coming that would work with this. That would be cool. There is just some paint on the handle, a little bit of brown. It looks good. All right, and you got your hands. Got a couple of punchy fists as extras with his gloves on. Looks pretty good. So let's bring him over. You can see he's got his C-grip holy hands are already installed. There it is here. But the one thing, so Tri-Klops had a trigger finger, but maybe this doesn't need a trigger. Okay, so there's no real trigger. I guess in Eternia, you just kind of squeeze it. Squeeze somewhere other than a trigger, I guess. I don't know, but there is no trigger. Interesting. Okay. Okay, I do want to try something. So, One End Toys has already done a unboxing of this figure. It was a great video. Check it out if you want to. He could not get this weapon in the hand very good, and I'm saying it does look really weird. You can see this looks so much whiter than this. Almost sound like I said whiter, but whiter. I don't know. Let's see if maybe I can kind of... Oh man, yeah, these hands are really... it's like both of them are just designed for the club weapon, which is unfortunate. You'd think one hand would be for a club and the other hand would be for his sidearm. This is another... So this is the biggest gripe I have with these Chronicles figures so far. They don't come with enough hands. How hard would it have been to throw in one more hand that was absolutely made for just this sidearm, this pistol? The fact that you can't get this in there, it's not made for this, why even have it? At that point, you just clip it here and you leave it forever, I guess. I don't know. You come with a weapon, you should be able to hold it, I think. So that's a gripe. That's a stink. So far, though, he's looking pretty good. Alright. So let's go ahead and just kind of look at the figure overall. This is only the third one of the Chronicles that I'm unboxing, but there's a lot of good detail on here, and I love the blue helmet. So iconic with Man-at-Arms. And of course the Royal Guard of Eternia. Yeah, that looks really good. And the face sculpt looks great too. Looks like Idris Elba for sure. I like it. I really like this armor too. It almost looks like it has like a patina to it, like it's starting to get a little bit of oxidation on it, you know, where it's turning kind of green. It's a nice, I don't know if you call that a wash or what it is, but it looks really nice. A lot of good detail on this figure. Now it looks like in the movies these are like jetpacks because he jumps really high and it looks like flames came out. So I think these are jetpacks, which is kind of cool. The armor can be taken off by pulling these tabs, and then you can just take this all the way off. These are on they're really loose on his arms, so I keep having to push them up to kind of keep them on, but both arms are the same way. These, I don't know if these come off or not on the wrists here. I would think they would, but I really don't know. Because I was messing around with He-Man the other day, and I saw his where you could swivel these. I can't get these to swivel, so I don't know if they're supposed to. Oh, I just noticed he has a wrist cannon. That's pretty rad. Now, it's like 3 wrist cannons. That's pretty cool. It'd be cool if it would have had some kind of blast effect holes, but especially that front one. But that's cool. I like that. This side, something there. I don't know what it is, but got something there. That's definitely a wrist cannon. That's cool. What else? This looks, you know, like the original cartoon, the original figure. It's just kind of smaller. So this, you know, used to come up really high and almost cover his face, and they've got it kind of muted for this, kind of pushed down, but it looks good still. I'm glad they included it. At least it kind of is a nod back to the original stuff. The belt looks pretty good. I don't like that you can kind of see in this gap right here. But I will say his forward and back is probably the best I've seen from Chronicles yet. It's not perfect, but he can actually go forward and back. Let me grab Scareglow real quick. His forward and back was next to nothing. Yeah, so that's your forward, that's your back. Yeah, Man-at-Arms has just a little bit more play, which is good. I like that. Be nice if in the future they can really get these to come up and down, you know, both being ball joints and such. That would be nice. Okay, so what else do we see? So yeah, I plugged his weapon in right here. Looks really nice on the legs. It's got a boot cut, that's good. Let's see, so this is like molded in. It looks like it's another little weapon of some kind, or something. Funky little flute? No, I doubt it. It's some kind of a little weapon or something, but it's like molded in. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I kind of wish, I feel like that should have been an accessory that you could pull on and off. But That's how it goes. All right, let's go ahead and check out some articulation now. So let's pop off the head. So these Chronicles figures are so easy to take the heads on and off. I wish they all came with an extra head. Excuse me. The fact that these can, well, I think they make them so they're easy to come off and on and off, because you do have to take the head off to get this armor off if you wanted to take it off. So that makes sense. But boy, they are so easy to on and off the heads that, man, I wish they had 2 extra hands and 1 extra head. That might be, the extra head might be asking for a lot, but boy, wouldn't that be cool. Alright, so you got a ball joint down at the bottom of the neck. You've got a double ball joint on top. The top looks like an arcade joystick. So, pow. So you're getting bottom of the neck, top of the neck, bottom of the head. All ball joints. Pretty great. Yeah, really nice. The arms have butterflies, and I will say, Man-at-Arms comes back. I don't know, there's something about his articulation that's just a little bit, I don't know, it feels like it's going back just a little bit farther than the Tri-Klops or the, well, this one's not. I don't know. Kind of. I feel like, yeah, this is another gripe I have with Chronicles, is I wish the butterflies had a little bit more movement back, but it is what it is. At least they're there. It's better that than nothing, I guess. Alright, so in that butterfly, so these armor pieces get in the way if you try to lift his arms up, and they kind of slide down every time, but that's how it goes. There's a peg on a rocker going into that butterfly. There is a bicep cut here. It's a peg so you can swivel. Double jointed elbows, and this is the first Masterverse, not Masterverse, Chronicles figure. I'm having a hard time getting the elbow to go. Oh, interesting. Because this one's great. Every single one of these elbows and knees I've had on these figures have been just smooth and easy. This is the first one I'm having that I may have to actually heat up. I can get this top one to go, but I can't get the bottom one to go at all. Yeah, I'm going to have to heat that up, and I don't want to break it. So that's a first. We saw, let's see, so the hand, they have the different hands on these than like the Masterverse and stuff, where the peg is out, and it is a peg coming out and a peg going in, but there's also a rocker. So you can actually spin this wherever you want and get whatever movement in the hand you want. So if you're wanting a right and left, how it's already set up, so you would leave it like that. If I can get it back in, yeah, and then you got your right and left. If you want to swivel it, you can then go right and left instead of up and down. So you can change that up, which I really like. And both hands are the same. Let's see. The body, so we kind of looked at it already. You've got a ball joint here, you got a ball joint here, and there's this lean back. The lean back's not great. It's still pretty bad. But the lean forward, I feel like, is a little bit better than Tri-Klops and a lot better than Skeletor. So I hope in the future they keep making these even better and better. Of course, you can go side to side really good. Even Skeletor goes like this pretty good. Yeah. The legs, you've got a ball joint down in here. There is no, well, let me finish this first. So there's the kick forward. Boom. Kick back. And then there is no thigh cut, but there is movement. And there's just enough, I feel like, that I'm not worried that there isn't a thigh cut. Now, this figure would have been fine with a thigh cut, because you could have done it right here, and you would have never seen it. But this works too. It's fine. Then you got double jointed knees. Those are working great. Both of them? Yeah, really good. And then the boot cut is great. So it's just a peg that you can swivel it all the way around if you wanted to. And then the feet are kind of like the hands, where there's a peg going this way and a peg going that way. And there's a rocker. So, yeah, it works very well. He's cool looking, I'll say.
Oh, I didn't know you were there. Well, if you're enjoying this video, could you give it a like and subscribe to the channel? I greatly appreciate it. Back to the video. Don't scare me anymore.
There's Man-at-Arms. So that's everything you get. Like I said, I really wish you got an extra set of hands. I feel like that's that's not asking for too much. I really don't think it is. Asking for another head, yeah, probably. But 2 more hands and one that actually works with the weapon would be great. I really don't like that you can't put the weapon that he came with in his hand. That's funky. And then, yeah, this is my first kind of locked up joint that I'm going to have to heat up. So that's a first. Overall, though, glad to have them. Still, so much good going on with these Chronicles figures that it's hard to nitpick so hard. But, yeah, they're cool. Just, man, really cool. All right, let's pull these accessories off to the side. Throw some other figures next to them for scale. So I'll throw Scareglow over here. He's the first one I unboxed. And then the second figure I unboxed was yesterday, Tri-Klops. And I really like this figure. It's nice. And I forgot to bring... I shot that one by itself yesterday, and I wasn't feeling that great because I'm just getting over a cold. And I kind of forgot to show a lot of stuff off. This Tri-Klops, the paint details almost looks like it's brushed on. It looks really nice. The detailing everywhere. He almost looks like he's got robotic arms. Oh man, he's great. And I kind of forgot to... I just kind of rushed the video yesterday, felt like, because I wasn't feeling real great. And I'm feeling better today. So I really wanted to do the Man-at-Arms and He-Man video, get those shot today and get them out Wednesday, Thursday. But yeah, the detail on this thing is amazing. Just amazing. Alright. And then He-Man on the end, which I still have to shoot his video next. He looks great. Whoa, everybody's out of focus. What was I doing? Oh, because I had Tri-Klops close up. Okay. Yeah, boy. Maybe I'm not feeling as good as I thought I was. Nah, I do. I feel better. I'm not 100%, but I'm definitely better. Alright. I don't know. I'm having a hard time. Like, Scareglow looks good, but He-Man looks off. Doesn't look like a sharp focus. I think that's as good as I'm going to get right there. Yep. Alright. Man, these Chronicles figures are cool. I cannot wait till my Skeletor comes. I cannot wait till Trapjaw comes. He looks amazing. And then the Battle Cat. Oh my gosh, Cringer. Ugh. Looks so good. I've seen pictures and some video of that. Oh man, these are cool. These are really cool. I'll say that. Alright. Enough blabbering. That was weird. My voice cracked like I was a teen. But yeah, enough blabbering. Let's go ahead and get to the posing. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it.
Duncan!
Hey, what that?
Hello, I'm Jimmy Allen, and hey, what that? Well, it's the Amazon exclusive 2-pack of Fisto and Ram Man Chronicles. But today we're focusing on Ram Man. Let's dig in.
It's Ram Man. This is a Masters of the Universe Chronicles figure from MATTEL. It is part of a 2-pack with Fisto, but today we're just going to check out Ram Man. We'll get Fisto looked at tomorrow. He'll be coming out tomorrow, but for today it's all about Ram Man. And this is an Amazon exclusive 2-pack, so if you want it, check out Amazon. What else? What else about it? Yeah, I don't know. I was going to wait on this, but man, I am loving these Chronicles figures, so I just had to have it. So, alright, I've got Ram Man out of the box. Let's check him out. There is Ram Man and all his accessories. I do want to check out the box real quick, and then we'll go ahead and get to Ram Man. There's the Masters of the Universe Chronicles logo, the movie one. And there's Ram Man on the side. Of course, Fisto, who we'll check out tomorrow. Yeah, I think Ram Man looks pretty cool. There is, says Ram Man. Let's see if we can get a focus. Ram Man. Heroic human battering ram. Very cool. Here's your deluxe articulation logo. And then, I don't remember the name of the language, the Eternian language, but yeah, there it is. I'm guessing this is Ram Man and Fisto. Alright. There is Ram Man on the back of the box, so he comes with an axe. Pretty cool. There is bottom left corner, other figures, which I've already unboxed on the channel, all three of those. So if you want to see their unboxings, check it out. There's Ram Man and Fisto with some extra artwork. And then a little blurb if you'd like to read it. Let me make sure it's in focus. Probably as good as I'm going to get right there. Alright, let's throw this box off to the side and check out Ram Man. So we got some accessories to look at first. He comes with an axe. So that's kind of cool. It looks like it was molded in brown, and then this little handle piece there and the actual blade was painted silver. I'm going to bring it about here and get a better focus, because, yikes, there we go. Now you can see what's going on. Yeah, it's a pretty cool looking axe. Just a little axe. He's got these, which I'll put on here in a second. So these go under, you take his boot off and you hook this, I think it goes like, no, I think it does go like this. But you put this in, so it's supposed to simulate like he's doing his bounce power, and he gets a little taller because of it. So yeah, we'll check that out. I think they look pretty cool. It's just that, clear yellow, and then they painted the green on it to match his green pants. And then he's got a couple punchy fists. Gonna say it again, I've said it on every Chronicles video so far, that the only gripe I have with Chronicles is I feel like they should at least come with 2 more hands. Especially since the main articulation of the hands is in the wrist now. These gotta be super cheap to produce. I mean, yeah, there's paint and stuff on them, and they look good. But I feel like we could get 2 more hands, which would be just amazing. Alright, let's bring Ram Man over, looking amazing. And we'll look at him around, and then I'll show you how to put those extended legs on. So originally I took him out of the box, I'm like, oh, this gap is weird and I don't like it, but it makes sense. Let me pop his head off and I'll show you why. Pop. So you can see that's just his armor plate around. And he's got a head molded inside of there. Oh, I dropped it. Where's your head? Oh, there it is. So his head is actually there. So in the armor and the way it is, there would be a gap there. There's supposed to be a gap. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. While the head is off, we might as well talk about the articulation in there. You got a ball joint down in the bottom of the neck, and then a double dog bone ball joint up in the top of the neck. So you got 3 total ball joints moving around, which is great. All right, let's plug his head back in. Boom. Easy peasy. So that gap looked weird to begin with, but now it makes sense. So it's fine. I love the way this armor looks. It looks really good. I love the paint on all of everything. I love that it looks like it's dinged and nicked up. I mean, he's running into people like this. You know it's going to be dinged up, but it looks great. The rest of his armor, or the rest of his outfit, looks pretty cool too. I like the texture on it. He's got his classic legs, which I love. It's a great look, and there's his boots. And to get those leg pieces, you just pop these off, and they pop off really easy. Like way easier than I thought they're going to be. They're not going to fall off, but they pop off real easy. Then you just take one of these. They're both exactly the same, so it doesn't matter which one you put on. It does matter which leg goes where, because if you put this one here, that boot's on the wrong foot. There, and then you just snap it in there. And he's got his extended bounce legs. I'll set him over here so you can see him. Whoa, it makes him really tall. But you can get some pretty good bounce look going with that. Like he's just bouncing forward. Boing. Alright, let's take those off. And then we'll check out all his articulation. So this is this foot. Focus. And this foot. Okay. Alright, let's do all the articulation. So we saw what was going on under the head. So there's your head back, which is pretty good. Head forward. Sometimes the helmet gets hung up on this, so you just kind of got to push it back in and we're good to go. So yeah, really good down. Can't get any further than that with the helmet, but not bad for all that huge helmet and everything. And I like the way that it's just molded around. Everything's perfect. You can still get side to side and spin. Everything is great. Like I said, I just wasn't sure about that gap, but it makes sense now. And I like it. Even some side to side action. Alright, so in the arms, you do have butterflies. This armor piece here is kind of hindering. Like, I've been saying I wish these butterflies had a little bit more movement, but with this armor piece it wouldn't have mattered anyway. So the movement that's there is perfect. Got a peg and a rocker inside of that butterfly. Then you've got a bicep cut, which is just the pegs. Butter smooth elbow, double jointed elbow, fantastic. The hands are a peg going into the hand, a peg going into the wrist here, and then there's a rocker. So you can get, right now it's kind of like this direction, but if you spin that peg around a little bit, you could actually make it go front and back as well. So you can put these hands in any position you want. I love it. You got a diaphragm cut, you got a waist cut. They're both ball joints. There's your lean back. Not a ton, but a little bit. The lean forwards are getting better. Like Scareglow had none. The first Chronicles figure, this one's pretty good. Not bad at all. And you got side to side, and you can spin, of course, on either one of those ball joints. The legs, let's see here. It's not kicking out, and I think it's just because of the skirt piece. So, okay, so you've got all these cuts in the front, but you've got no cuts back here. So it's really, there's no side movement. That's as far as side as you can get. Forward's going to be good because it gets through that cut. So there it is. Back kick's going to be next to nothing because of this kind of skirt piece. There is no thigh cuts on any of these Chronicles, but there is a little bit of movement, so you can kind of wiggle it this way, that way, and that's enough for me. I'm cool with that. Double jointed knee, smooth like butter. Fantastic. Love that he has his retro looking bouncy leg pants. It's great. And of course we saw that this is a peg, so there's what a peg looks like. But this is a removable peg, so it's not real thick. It's just a little ring that allows you to pop it on and off. But yeah, there's your boot cut with that. And then the foot has a peg going in this way and a peg going in up into the leg. And there's a rocker, so it's a lot like the wrist. But yeah, it works well. This is a cool Ram Man. I think it looks great. I'm glad I didn't wait on him, because you just never know with exclusives if they're gonna, sell out real fast or if they're gonna go on sale. I don't know. Time will tell, but I'm not sure if this one is one that's gonna, as popular as Chronicles is getting, who knows? This one might be hard to get in the next 6 months. Once the movie comes out, if the movie's awesome, I feel like these are going to even fly even more. But I am happy to have mine. Very happy to pay full price because it's worth it. All right. Let's see. Let's move these accessories off to the side. That way. And we'll throw some other figures next to them for scale. Let's go with, well, let's put them here and we'll get 2 good guys over here and 2 bad guys over here. I think that'll be fun.
I'm back. The channel is mine now. I tied up my dad and he can't move. Like and subscribe. But all these figures are mine.
Carissa, get me out of here. Carissa,
Let me do a video, okay?
let me out of here. Please, don't touch my stuff. Don't touch my stuff.
He'll get over it.
Are you touching my stuff?
Probably.
Don't touch my stuff.
You don't tie people up very good.
Get out of here. Get out of here, kid.
Oh, wait. Tying me up? Alright, back to the video. Thanks.
So we'll go He-Man next one. And then Man-at-Arms. And then let me get it over this way. Throw the villains on the left side. I want to get He-Man's sword all the way in there. Alright, so the villains, let's go Skeletor. He's right here. And then I have a choice to either put Tri-Klops or Trapjaw, but I like Trapjaw. Trapjaw is my favorite figure so far in Chronicles, so we gotta go Trapjaw. He's cool. Alright, let me get everybody in focus, and that's looking pretty cool. I think everybody looks pretty good. Oh man! I'm so happy with these Chronicles figures. This Ram Man is fun. Really fun. Oh man, so yeah. Can't wait for more of these to come out. Can't wait for Wave 2. It looks like it's probably going to be Teela, Evelyn. They've already got on Big Bad Toy Store that looks like Beast Man is supposed to be coming out. There's no pictures of him yet, but I can't wait to see what he looks like. Gonna have to have Beast Man. Well, and Evelyn and Teela. At this point, I think I'm getting them all. So, alright, there is your Ram Man. Stay tuned for some posing. Thanks so much for watching.
Ram Man!
Hey, what that?
I'm Jimmy Allen, and hey, what that? Well, it's the Amazon exclusive 2-pack of Ram Man and Fisto. Chronicles. But today, we're going to be unboxing Fisto. And there he is. Let's dig in.
It's Fisto. This is a Masters of the Universe Chronicles figure from MATTEL. This is an Amazon exclusive 2-pack, Fisto and Ram Man. But I did the Ram Man portion of the 2-pack yesterday, so that video is already up if you'd like to see it. But today we're focusing on Fisto. And originally when I saw this was announced, I thought Ram Man looked amazing, and I thought Fisto, I just thought this head sculpt looked like subpar. I'll be honest, in hand, it is much better than the pictures were showing originally. So I am happy with this 2-pack. It is very cool. So, all right, I've got Fisto outside of the box. Let's check him out. There he is, Fisto. All right, before we look at Fisto, let's go ahead and check out the box. So, like I said, it's a 2-pack. It's a little bit bigger box, but there's your Masters of the Universe Chronicles logo from the movie. And there's Ram Man on the side. And there's Fisto. And of course you get Skeletor over here as well. It's kind of hard to see. This box is kind of big, but there he is. So it has the same kind of packaging as all the other movie figures, which is kind of cool. Just smashed together. And there's Ram Man and Fisto. Heroic hand-to-hand fighter. Big hand-to-hand. And there's your deluxe articulation logo. And this attorney in writing, which I believe says Ram Man and Fisto. Kind of make that out. In the back of the box, there's your Fisto. Pretty cool. And then bottom of the side, Masters of the Universe MATTEL, the other figures that you can get. And I've already unboxed all of those, so if you'd like to see those videos, go ahead and check them out. They are cool figures. I think Man-at-Arms is my least favorite. It just, yeah, watch the video and you'll see why, but he's still a good figure. He's just, if he's the worst of all the Chronicles, Chronicles just shows how good Chronicles is, because it is. It's awesome. Some other artwork here. And yeah, there is a little blurb if you'd like to read it. All right, let's get this box out of here. Check out some accessories first. So this is the only one I think that comes with, other than Scareglow around his neck, the only like effect piece. The Scareglow has that green fire effect up behind his head, but I think this is the only other like effect piece I've seen from Chronicles. Kind of reminds me of a Jada Street Fighter, like maybe a Chun-Li where you stick your foot in it or something. But nope, this is for Fisto's Fist Punch. So yeah, that's cool. And then we've got Fisto's fist. Pretty cool. Looks like it was molded in gray and then painted silver. And then you got your other punchy fist, the smaller hand here for the other side. My only gripe with Chronicles so far is I wish we would get 2 more hands. Even though Fisto has a bigger hand, I still think we should have got 2 extra hands. 1 more set of something else. But, oh well. Here is Fisto. See, the head sculpt isn't as bad. I mean, the beard is, I don't know. I think it's just like the side profile. I don't know. But he does look better than the initial original pictures showed. But yeah, looks alright. I mean, he doesn't look exactly like this guy, the actor. But it's not horrible. Okay, so what else is going on? He's got these armor pieces. None of these armor comes off. A lot of these figures, the armor comes off. I don't think any of the armor comes off on Ram Man either. So these are 2 figures. Skeletor, Ram Man, and Fisto are the only ones I think that don't have any kind of removable armor. Like none of this is all glued in. None of this is coming off. That's got to be molded in. Like maybe this would come off. I mean, if you really pried at it, if it is glued in, you could get anything off, but I don't know if it's supposed to be removable. So this is one of 3 that don't have any removable armor. Oh well, he still looks really good. I love that his fist arm is more robotic looking for the movie. It looks really cool. But yeah, I think the textures and the paint they used all look really great. It's a nice shiny silver. It looks like metal. The wraps look good. Everything looks really good. The legs, I like these silver knee guards. They look cool. The boots look good. All right, let's check out some articulation. Excuse me, frog in my throat. So for all the Chronicles, you have... Oh my god, just a second. Like I was going to lose my... I think I'm losing my voice. What the heck? Is it going to come back? I'm going to try to... My voice is... Oh my gosh, I'm losing my voice. This is... I'm doing 4 videos in a row. This has never really happened before. Okay. Oh, no, I'm good. What the heck was that? Oh, I had just the biggest frog in my throat, I think. Dude, weird. Okay. Fisto time! Don't say that in public too loud. Alright, so all the Chronicles figures have a ball joint in the bottom of the neck and then a dog bone double ball joint in the top of the neck. So you're getting 3 ball joint actions, which is good. There's your head up. There's your head down. Got some side to side. Very great. He should have, yep, he's got butterflies. And I will say, one of the other gripes I have is I wish the butterflies, I'm not worried about the forward, but I wish they went back just a little further. Now with his armor up here, I don't think you would be able to get it to go any further because you can see his shoulder is hitting the armor. So for this figure and for the Ram Man, and actually I think Skeletor is another one that just, the movement you get works well with the armor that is there. So that works really good. Peg on a rocker going in for the shoulder. You've got a cut right here for the bicep. It is just a peg, so swivel. Double jointed elbow. Smooth as butter. I love these. And then the hands have a peg going this way and a peg going that way. And you can see that rocker. Well, you can spin that rocker because right now it's going up and down. You can spin that rocker, the peg here. I'm just going to do it. Ugh. So you could take this, spin it that way, put the hand back on, and now you have a right and left movement hand. There it is. So you can put any hand in any position you want. I love that about Chronicles. All the figures. Alright, so you got a diaphragm cut here. You got a waist cut. They're both ball joints. Your lean back is to there. It's not great. Lean forward is not great either. This diaphragm one barely moves. But at least this bottom one comes forward a little bit. So you get a little bit of forward. It's almost as bad as Scareglow. Scareglow is just a little bit worse as far as the forward and back movement on the torso. But it still moves and it's good. The side to side is great. Of course, you're going to be able to spin, but yeah. All right, you got a ball joint down in there. Kick out to the side to here. Kick forward to there. It's not a great kick forward, but it's all right. He's not kicking too much when you got a hand that looks like that. His name's Fisto, for God's sake. All right, so there's your back kick. There are no thigh cuts in Chronicles, but there is just a little bit of movement, and it works. It's enough for me, and I'm cool with it. Double jointed knee like butter. Fantastic. And then you've got a peg down here, so you can swivel on that boot, so a nice boot cut. Then you got a front-facing peg going this way, and a back peg going this way, and a rocker. So it's just like the wrist, but for the foot, for the ankle. And it works well. He's great. I like him. It's a cool 2-pack. Like I said in the last video, I was going to wait for this and see if maybe it got a little cheaper. But I'm glad I got it. This 2-pack is worth the price of admission. If you're into these movie Chronicles figures, it's totally worth it. Totally worth the pickup. So, very happy with these figures. All right, I'll put on the other hand and the effect and the posing, so stay tuned for that. Let's, for now, move those accessories off to the side, and we'll throw Fisto here. Maybe he's going like that. Throw him back here, and then we'll throw some other figures next to him for scale.
Oh, hey! Are you enjoying this video? Hey, kid! Did you just take my Jango Fett?
I take it.
Give me my Jango Fett!
No.
Please like and subscribe. I gotta go get my Jango Fett. Give me my Jango Fett! Oh, God. Are you okay?
So let's go about like right there. And we've got, of course, we got to throw Ram Man over here. That's who he comes with in the 2-packs. So you got to put him there. We got He-Man next to him. That'll look good. Make sure everybody's there. Make sure we can get the power sword in the shot. Something like that. Then we've got Man-at-Arms, so we'll get all these good guys together, I think. And we'll throw one other figure off to the side. Something like that. Who else should we throw up? Let's just go, for the moment, I've got King Grayskull. He's not a movie theater. He is definitely not a movie theater. He's not a movie character. He is, I think he's a 2000X character, but still Chronicles. And I just want to put him there because I think it looks cool. All right. Let me grab a focus here. Looks great. Ah! Messed it up. Messed it up good. Alright, I do want to do this though. I want to throw my favorite Chronicles figure in the mix since I've got all of the first wave figures. This is still my favorite. This Trapjaw, you can't beat him. He's so good. Look at the size of him compared to everybody else. And he comes with a lot of accessories because of the hands that can change out. His robo arm is so great. He's so good. Alright. But every single one of these figures is really good. Like I said, the Man-at-Arms is probably my least favorite figure. Because it just it had a few joints that were actually hard to move. He can't even put his sidearm pistol in a hand. He didn't come with a hand that could even hold that. There's some issues going on. If you want to learn more about it, go ahead and look for my Man-at-Arms unboxing video. Find it on Hey What That. But that being said, he is still a very cool figure. So Chronicles is pretty awesome. Just gonna say it. So glad to have all of these first run figures. I think they're amazing. So you've got how many movie figures now? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with Battle Cat and 2 non-movie figures. So, man, these are great. All right, there is your Fisto. Stay tuned for some posing. Thanks so much for watching. Fisto!
Hey, what that?
Hello, I'm Jimmy Allen, and we're going to do something on the channel I've never done before. We're going to take an action figure completely apart and see what makes it tick. I've never done this before. I've taken arms and things off, done some little swaps and stuff, but I've never completely taken a figure completely apart. So we are going to do that today. So I hope you enjoy the ride. Let's get into it. Alright, so here is He-Man. We're going to pull him out of the box and we're going to start taking him apart. And I have already done an unboxing on the channel, so if you want to look for that. That's not what this video is. This video is what makes a Chronicles He-Man tick. So let's cut some tape. I'm going to completely take him out of the box and we're just going to start taking him apart. I don't exactly know what to expect. I may have to get tools and things. We'll see. I'm just going to do what I can here. So let's go ahead and get him out. Alright, get that top flap up. Oh yeah. Nah, I guess I don't have to. Let's just pull this whole thing out. Yeah. Whoa, his hands just popped out. Rolling like dice. So we don't have to mess with those. Set those there. He's got his power sword, but I think we gotta mess with that. Take that out. Love that Castle Grayskull back there. I'm going to get my clippers and start clipping some plastic ties here real quick. Alright, I think we've got 5 to get. And we'll have them out of the box here. Alright, on the legs. Alright, one more on the arm. Alright, come on out, He-Man. I'll get his power sword. We don't have to mess with that. Let's throw that over there. And then let's get him out. Come on. Alright, he's out. Very good. Get these plastic ties out of here. Sweet. So I want to just start taking apart everything that I know I can right off the bat. So let's pull his hands off, his head off, see if we can get his chest piece off. His piece there, so the head should be easy. Boom. Hand should be easy. Oh yeah. And then we've got this as the little strappy deals in the back. Pop that off. And I think I can get this one. There it goes. Kinda. That one's in there tight. The other one was easy. There we go. Alright, so we got that pulled off. We've got a no-headed, no-hand, no-shirted He-Man. Alright, let's go over here. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I haven't really thought this through. But we need to heat him up, so we got to get him in some water. So we are going to take this. We're going to run it over to the bathroom back here. Alright. So, let's pop on a light. The sink is kind of weird. You're like, what is this? I have fish tanks. So, I've got fish tanks over here. This is kind of where I keep them. Yeah, fish tanks in a bathroom. It's weird, but that's me. So, I've got some little guppies. And then I used to have tanks over here, but my action figure collection is taken over. So, these are just bins and bins and bins of figures. A little bonus for y'all. Okay, let's get some hot water going. My hot water heater is set pretty hot, so we should get this. It'll be pretty warm here. Almost to where I can't even touch it anymore. And pretty quick, yep. Woo-wee. Alright, let's throw that body in there. Give him a little bath. Go for a swim, He-Man. Alright, I'll let that go for a little bit. And then I'll dry him off. We'll take him over and see if we can start pulling some stuff off. Like I said, I haven't done this a whole lot, so we'll see how this works out. Alright, that's probably enough. dry them up a little bit. Let's head back over, see what we can do. All right, throw them back on the tripod. Camera anyway. All right, let's go down. What can we do? Oh man, he's dripping everywhere. I should have brought that. Let's pause. Pause. Unpause. All right. Let's see if we can start ripping some stuff off. Okay, body came off pretty easy. Let's see if this part comes off. I just can't get a grip. Oh, you can get a grip in there. I don't know how I'm going to take... I don't even know how these come apart. The feet, I cannot, for the life of me, take apart. I may have to do most of this off camera and reheat them again because I'm just not getting a lot. Okay, the arm was easy. Rip that right out. How about the other arm? Oh, he's got his little bracers. Those can come off. And how about this arm? Let's see. Oh yeah, arms aren't bad at all. And you got your little butterfly pieces. We can take those out. Nice. All right. This is going to be the hard part, I think. Can I get this? Oh yeah, there's a leg. Let's go with the other leg. Yeah. Great. Got the drop down hips there. All right. I don't know how I'm going to take that apart, but if I could get this apart, that's as far as I kind of need to go. I just don't have a... I almost need like a needle nose or something. Keep swiveling, maybe. Oh, I'm going to have to do that one off camera. I don't know. I'm going to have a hard time getting that one. As far as the legs, I might have to reheat... Ooh, these are... Those pegs were really tight. I'm going to have to reheat those up. They already feel like they're... Alright, so I am going to try to get the rest of this guy taken apart off camera. So I still have the torso here. Maybe I can get some more down here. Gotta do the legs. Got a lot to do with the legs and these arms. So, alright, I'm going to pause the video, see if I can get more taken apart, and then we'll check it out. Alright, so I think this is the best I could do as far as taking him apart. There's things I just couldn't get. I just don't know enough about how it's attached, and it's these knees and elbows. I don't know. I was wrenching on them pretty hard, and I couldn't get them to come apart. So I don't know. I was able to get these. This peg was hard to get out of the boot. But, yeah. There's a torn apart He-Man. So let me put this back on the tripod and I'll kind of bring everything up close. I did have to use quite a bit of tools, so not these, I use that to open the box. But I found some old cell phone repair tools, my little flathead screwdriver and some pick tools and a couple of needle nose pliers, but I made sure to put rags over them and pull, because that's the only way I could get this part off. The the leg part from the boot was really in there. That one was hard to get off. So, but all right, let me pause it again and we'll check out some stuff close up. All right, let's start from the top and work our way down to the feet. So, of course, this we pulled off. It's just the armor piece, or whatever you call it, is where you can put a sword and stuff, of course. So that came off obviously very easy because it's made to come off. The head also comes off very easy. You can tell it's just where a ball joint goes down in there. So, of course, very easy with that. We'll go over all the easy stuff. Of course, the hands, they are meant to pop off, so extra easy, of course. Let's get to the chest. So here's the chest piece and the neck. It's falling apart on me. So there's the chest and the neck. So I pulled this piece off. It's a little hard to get. I had to grab a needle nose here and just kind of pull this way. I was able to get it off after a lot of heat up. I didn't pull this out because I figured there's not really a point, but you can see it's just a double ball joint, like a dog bone looking ball joint. So yeah. So when I do these videos and I talk about there's a ball joint in the bottom of the neck, ball joint in the top of the head, neck, and ball joint in the bottom of the head, that's what you're seeing right there. The chest here, I got it to come apart. I had to pry it, and I broke the little clips because that's the only way you can really do it, because it's glued in otherwise. So I just kind of broke those 4 clips. You can see there's the center. Let me get it out here. There's the center piece here, and that's the part that hooks to the neck and into this part of the abs area of the torso. So because of that, it kind of hinders its up and down motion. Its ab crunch kind of is limited on that. It can't go a long way. And then you've got another ball joint here that just doesn't do a lot either. So I don't know if there's a way, trying to think of a way to get a little better range of motion out of it. I don't know, because you can see these arms, they plug in all the way across this way. And then it is a ball joint that it goes in, and then you've got these rings. Of course, those are the butterfly rings. So then these plug into here, and those allow this forward and back movement on that ball joint for the butterflies. So it's kind of like these you can figure is for that movement, the butterflies, and then this is for the neck, and this is for the torso. To get better range of motion on the butterfly, I'm thinking about down the line, maybe I'll do a video where I kind of chunk this out a little bit and see if maybe we can't get a little bit more movement back. So I don't mind losing a little bit of his back piece to get a little bit more motion. We'll see how that works. I just don't want it to get further than this ring piece. So I can chunk a little bit away without losing. I just don't want to see inside of the figure. So yeah, we'll see how that works out. So that's the chest area, which I thought was very interesting. Under the chest is the abs, and I did crack that apart as well. And you can see there's just this piece that fits inside. It's where the 2 ball joints go in, so that goes from the top ball joint in, and this goes to the ball joint down here that goes into the crotch area, I guess you'd say. But there's the ball joint. I really had a hard time getting this out of here. I had to use a screwdriver to kind of get in there and really kind of pry at it. I had to use my little pick tool to get up in there and pick it out. But I got it, but you can see where I scraped it up. But I'm like, if I'm going to scrape anywhere, I want to scrape on this ball joint because you'll never see it. Once I get that back in there, you'll never know that I did that. So, but you can see there's just, I don't know. It doesn't sit far enough down, and that's why this He-Man's getting such a big gap right here. I'm wondering if there's any way maybe I can shave this down a little bit and see if he'll sit further down on the body so we don't have that gap down here in the abs. There's always that horrible gap on this He-Man figure under here when this is inside of here. But yeah, I thought that was interesting too. Now down to this piece, I didn't want to rip this apart. I felt like if I rip this apart, it's gonna be a mess to put back together because there's so much glue. You can see the glue that they put down in here. There's glue back there to glue this in. This would have all have to have been cracked off, but I think it's far enough taken apart that you can see what's going on. So I didn't want to go any further. So you can see you've got this piece and up here, but then this ball joint, it's up here, it goes through, and then it snaps down into here. And then you've got 2 rocker joints here where they snap together, and it allows those drop down hips like that. So that's how all that works. Hoping this is in focus. Yeah. So yeah, that's how the whole pelvis area shakes out. Kind of trying to push these down so you can see that these come down. There you go, like that. There's that area. The legs, like I said, I had a hard time trying to get these apart. I don't exactly know how they're affixed inside. I know that these are 2 different kind of plastics. This is a harder plastic here. These are softer, and I was trying to like yank it back and forth and back and forth. I'm surprised it's still in as good a shape because I was wrenching really hard on this and I still couldn't get it apart. Heating up, wrench. I took a rag and around this, a rag around this, and grabbed one of these on this side and the other one on this side, and was just pulling, and I still couldn't pull this apart. But part of me, I don't know. Part of me was also hesitant because I'm like, if I go any harder, I think I'm going to just totally destroy this leg. So I didn't use, let's just say I used maybe 75% force because I just kind of got scared. I didn't want to destroy it completely because I'd like to put it back together and use it as a custom. Maybe make a faker figure out of it. But this was hard to get out of the boot. It was in there real good, and I had to really, like I said, I was pulling really hard, and finally it popped, but this all stayed intact. I could not get that to come apart. But yeah, that popped right out. But yeah, I don't know how this is designed. If I wasn't so afraid, if I can ever get one of these on a super sale, so any of the figures, say I pay, I don't know, less than $15, then I'll rip it apart if I don't have plans for it. If for 15 bucks, I'll mutilate completely. But I do want to keep this so I can make a faker. So here's the boot top where that plugged in, and down here, these were pretty easy to get out. I just did one side because you can see there's the peg here, and then the other peg goes this way into the foot, and that allows your foot movement. But it's just like the joint on the hand, or the wrist, I should say, here for the ankle. So you can see it's just a peg going this way, and you can move it around anywhere you want. Because it's in the boot, it's harder to get it to go the other directions, but it's usually just mostly, if you can get it to move, you can, and you can get it to go right and left. But so that's kind of the same way the hands are. So, but I didn't want to pull it out of there, but it's the same. This is going to look, down here is going to look the same up here. And you're just going to have this joint. It's just a little rocker in the middle, and then a peg here and a peg coming down this way. So that's how that works. Same with the wrists. So I kind of figured that's how that was. The arms, I didn't. So I was having a hard time pulling this out too. I could have, but I didn't really want to squeeze into this plastic anymore and make a big dent or something. Although if it's a faker figure, it probably would have been fine to dent it. But so I was pulling pretty hard. I know it's just a peg, just like this, but smaller down in here. So I didn't go any further with that. And then the same with the arm. I tried to pull right here off, and I couldn't. And I was like bending it this way, that way, this way, and I couldn't get it to come off. So I didn't want to mess with it anymore. But just like the ankle, you can see here's the arm, the wrist. It just has another peg going in this way. So that's how the arm breaks down. There's your rocker right there. Of course, that goes into the piece that allows for the butterfly movement. It's just moving like this on that ball joint inside. So, yep. And of course, this is just a peg, so it just swivels. Yeah, I think we've seen everything that's to see. It would be cool to figure out how to make the butterflies go a little bit more, maybe chunk this out a little bit. And like, I don't know if I want to do it on this figure. I don't think I'm going to do any mods on this one, but if, like I said, if I get a figure for under 15 bucks, I will probably mutilate it just to play. But this, it's, you know, you pay almost 30 bucks for the figure. I don't know if I want to totally destroy it. So I knew cracking this off, I could always re-glue these points, so I'm not worried about that. It'll be just like fine. I'll be able to peg everything back in once I heat it up. So I don't think I did too much damage. I can't put it back together, but I just really wanted to do something different and show off how it all kind of goes. So, all right. I don't know how to kind of make it look halfway decent in the video. He's just kind of sprawled all over here. Poor He-Man. He did not make it through the battle. Skeletor finally got the better of He-Man. Alright, well, I guess we'll call that a video. I hope it was informative. It was for me. I kind of just did this for myself, and I thought, hey, I'll record it too. But I knew I wanted to do it going in. When I saw there was multiple He-Man figures available at my Walmart, that's why I picked up 2. because I really wanted to kind of check this out. So, all right, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next video.
Hey, what that?
Hey, kids! Why don't you like and subscribe to the channel? Thank you!